Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to this week. And boy, what a week it has been. A lot of volatility. A lot of volatility. We're off to quite the start in November. Yeah, definitely. We had a lot of red. We had a buy the dip. And believe it or not, though, we did have a green Friday. So definitely we ended the week on a high point. Can we carry that momentum? Can we carry it into the following week, the week coming up? Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. And obviously, we'll look at your theories as well. Now, in addition to that, I did have a request. I had a request. Actually, I had two requests. So first of all, the first request, Ian wants me to review his portfolio, and I know somebody else wants me to review their portfolio too, but they gotta reach out to me on Blossom. If you don't reach out to me on Blossom, I can't review your portfolio because that's what I use for reviewing your portfolios. So we will be looking at Ian's portfolio a little bit later in the show. I don't know if Ian is here. Ian said he wanted to. Ian said he wanted to drop onto the stream as we did it. I'm okay with that. I mean, yeah, if you want to, why not? Snow. Snow is another big thing. It is currently snowing right now as we I don't think the camera could actually show the snow because it's kind of, 4 o'clock. It's almost dark. So yeah, it is currently snowing. It started as flurries. It's picking up. The lawn is now white. And I know, I know if you guys are a little bit further east, or sorry, a little bit further west, I think you've already got the worst of it. I saw some stuff this morning coming out of Toronto, and I was like, oh yeah, look, they've already got what we're getting later today. So yeah, winter's here. Winter's definitely here for sure. I did move, if you notice behind my shoulder there, I did move the Lego Christmas tree over because you know what? If I'm going to start seeing Christmas commercials on television, it's time for the tree to come over. So there's our little holiday tree. That'll be there until like the 1st of January or so. Unless I forget, then it'll be there till like March. But actually, it won't last that long. Anyway, let's jump immediately into the chat because you guys are already in the house. Oh, I said there was a second request. So the second request is about the whiteboard. So apparently, the last show when I was using the whiteboard, that floating little head of mine was in the way of some of what I was trying to show you guys. So going forward, when I do the whiteboard, I'm going to be invisible. I'm going to Inviso Candace. So there will be no me on the whiteboard. You'll be able to see the whole thing. So I got that all figured out. So we're going to do that today as well. So what can I say? It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great show. Absolutely. Let's hit you guys up first. In first, oh boy, it's Jonathan, of course. Am I late for tax loss harvesting? You're never late for tax loss harvesting unless you're trying to do it for 2025 and you're doing it on January 1st. Then you're in trouble. Actually, even December 31st, you're in trouble. So, because we do have that T+1 settlement. That's something that we have to keep in mind. Claude is in the house. Hello. Hopefully this week will be a bit less chaotic. I'm hoping so. I am hoping so. And of course, if we look at last week, and let's pull last week up here. No, that's not last week. Yeah, there it is. Well, that's NVIDIA for last week, but let me just jump over here to the TSX. So look at this. So yeah, the beginning of this blue line. So those of you who don't watch the market close probably don't know what that blue line is, but I drop a line to show where we finished the previous month. So the end of September, that's where the market was. So right now we are in a red month. So we are well below this red line. But here's the thing. The market, as I said, look at this. This is a lot of volatility that we're seeing. We got a nice green pump, though, on the end of Friday. And that, I'm hoping we can carry this over. I'm hoping we can carry this over into this week. Now, the good news is, for this coming week is that there's not a lot of stuff going on. There's not a lot of stuff going on. So we don't have a lot of catalysts that could potentially tank the market. So that's a good thing. The fact that there's not a lot of bad stuff happening, that may very well help us out. But we'll see. We'll see how it all is going to look. All right. Back into the big screen, and Prairie is up next with a good afternoon, community. Happy Sunday to everybody. Absolutely. Relaxing rains. Happy snow melting Sunday to y'all. Yeah. I mean, that's the nice thing about November snow is that, this will be like whatever snow we get today, and they're saying it could be, they could be 15 to 20 centimeters, but it depends. I think that's maybe a little bit south. Actually, I think that's south of Ottawa. But whatever we get, it'll probably be melted by midweek, for sure. Morley is in the house with a good afternoon, waiting for the fun to begin. Yeah, me too. Me too. No, this is fun. King a Day is in the house. Happy Sunday, everyone. What a week in the market. Yeah. Now, guys, did any of you, and I guess here's the big dip from the week. The big dip on this week, well, let me pull that back up so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Down here. So this would have been Friday morning was the big dip of the week. Did any of you guys buy anything? And if so, what did you buy? What did you buy? And maybe you got hit by this dip. Maybe you bought in this dip, but that was the big dip. That was the big dip. Could this be the winner of the month? I don't think so. It's hard to say. As you guys know, we've been talking a little bit about tax loss harvesting. That typically that will begin around the middle of November. So we will see we should see downward pressure the second half of the month. Now, how much can we recover before then will be the big question. I'm still predicting a red month overall. And Ian is here. All right, awesome. Yeah, we'll look at your portfolio here in a bit, Mr. Ian. Oh, guys, if you're ever curious about Ian, be careful if you ever Google him. There's another Ian Pollard out there, and he's more au naturel and gardening, and so he's like a naked gardener. Whatever reason. I don't know why people would garden in the nude, but hey, some people do. That actually reminds me of a funny story. So back in the day, my mom was living up in Beaverbank, up in the Kinsack area at that time, and a new neighbor moved in. And this is hilarious. So my mom, she's, I don't want to call her uptight, but my mom tends to, be a little more conservative. Well, the neighbor, after he moved in, he came over and said, look, are you okay with, we like to do, we're kind of like naturalists. And my mom's like, oh yeah, I'm okay with all that. And my mom had no idea that they were basically telling her she was nudist. They were nudists and that they would be hanging out in their backyard in the nude. Well, when it finally happened, oh boy, my mom was not happy. My mom was not happy at all. Now, when I heard about the story, as soon as I heard that they were naturalists, I knew exactly where this was going. So I also know my mom, so I laughed a lot. She didn't understand what I was laughing at, and then I said, that means that they're nudists. And sure enough, yeah, sure enough. All right, Bismarcky. Maybe Ian is shoveling snow. In Colombia? Nah, there's no snow in Colombia. Stephen is in the house. Howdy from Alberta. Well, hello from Ottawa, the good part of Ottawa. Lisa is in here with a hello, everyone. Let's see. Ian says, can't join the live stream yet. I'm in the shower, but soon. No worries. We'll do your thing a little later. Yeah, yeah, we don't need a shower cam, that's for sure. No, let's go back to the big screen here. Rory says, afternoon, -8 degrees Celsius right now and finally sunny. Or okay, you meant 4. -4, okay. Mary is in the house with a hello, everyone. And guys, Mary is our official captain of the like button. So If you have not yet hit that button, now's the time. Also, when Mary shows up means I get to have a sip of coffee while you guys are busy hitting the like button. You know, you don't want to get on Mary's bad side. Oh gosh, so good. Ian says it's full-blown Christmas down here. They had fireworks to celebrate the beginning of Christmas last night. That's right. That's right. I remember last year seeing this in the news. That I didn't realize it was, yeah, I think it was Colombia. They went and changed Christmas. They brought it up. They've moved it to an earlier time of the year. I don't know. It was some kind of a political move, but yeah, it's Christmas in Colombia. So, Merry Christmas, Ian. Roku Stittsville says, "Hi all. The snow arrived before my snow tires." Yeah. I think a lot of people. Switch their snow tires over towards the second half of November. So be careful if you're out there driving in the snow and you don't have snow tires. Drive like you don't have snow tires. All right. Relaxing rains. And I love the QQQ. Let's see, about tax loss harvesting. Does Canada have the same 1 month wash rule as the US does? I don't think so. If anybody knows, please drop that in chat, but I don't think so. The biggest rule here in Canada when it comes to tax loss harvesting is that you have to have it has to happen in this tax year. So if you want to harvest, you want to do some tax loss harvesting for 2025, it has to happen in 2025. With that being said, you have to it has to not just, you can't just sell, but it also has to settle. And so we have a T+1, which basically means that it takes an additional day for things to settle. So technically, if you tax loss harvest up to December 30th, you should be okay. But I don't like there to be any kind of getting through by the skin of my teeth. I would probably say by the 29th, just to be on the safe side. And I think December 29th might actually be on the weekend. So get it done by Christmas. You'll be fine for sure. Rory says, debanking a scandal with JP Morgan Chase is the adding to the U.S. pressures in the market. Yeah, I mean, I think of the biggest contributor, I think, right now to some of the chaos that we saw last week is the fact that the lockdown pushed into more into new territory. So it's now the longest lockdown of the U.S. government that we've ever had. So I think now we're either 40 or 41 days. So it's a long thing. So there's definitely some pressure down there. We also have now there's also some stuff going on with the Supreme Court as they're looking at the legality of Trump's tariffs. So there's a few little things happening down there, and that sort of all kind of helped move things in. Plus, we had a lot of tech earnings in the last week. And the problem with tech right now and AI is that if you can't prove that you're making a bunch of money with AI, and most of the tech companies are not making money yet with AI, it tends to get the investors a little bit like, what do you mean you're not making money yet? So they get a little bit crazy. And it does tend to tank some of these. And we've seen this happen with NVIDIA, where everything's up, earnings are up, revenue is up, and yet they fall after the earnings call. So we're seeing a little bit of that still in the States. So there's tech for the most part. When you look at the big chunk of that red on the market last week, a lot of it was technology driven. So, what can I say? And of course, it all filtered over to Canada as well. Lily says, happy Sunday, everyone. Sunny in Surrey, BC. That's probably better than here right now, for sure. Muggsy, I was lucky Friday and bought Biggie. Nice. A Biggie, of course, being that one of the newer Evolve ETFs. And guys, I have made a video. I haven't made it yet. I have to. It'll be out tomorrow for the channel members. But a Tuesday video, we're going to take a quick little look at 60. So that is the new Evolve ETF. It hasn't released yet, but it's coming. It's coming. So we're going to take a look at that on Tuesday. Or, as I said, if you're a channel member, you get to see videos one day early. Claude says, I bought some covered call ETFs, but not on Friday. Unfortunately, only the first dip on Thursday. They were Bank, Canny, S-Day, C-Day, Q-Day, Biggie. Tomorrow, I'll buy ENCL and Utes. I'm converting my RRSP to covered calls. Okay, interesting. Now, keep in mind, one thing I will say is when you do have something like a covered call in your RRSP, you're not really getting any kind of a benefit other than the fact that, yeah, you're still getting that money coming into your RRSP, but everything, of course, is 100% taxable when you pull it out. So that's one of the reasons that I love covered calls in, well, two places, in the TFSA, and also they're also pretty good in your non-registered as well, because they tend to be a lot more tax efficient. But with that being said, as long as you're aware that those covered calls are becoming 100% taxable and you're okay with it, then there's nothing wrong with that at all. Randy is in the house with a hi, everyone. And Convos with JJ in here. Howdy, snowy Sunday, everyone. Yeah, and by the way, guys, that video, what is it? The podcast. JJ and I, we sat down. We had a, oh my gosh, I think it was close to 2 hours. I think the final product though is a little bit less. I'm pretty sure JJ did a little bit of editing there, but that's now live over on JJ's stream. JJ, if you haven't already, just link that in the chat in case somebody wants to check it out later. All right. A says, hi, I finally made it to a live stream. Absolutely. It's a perfect early Christmas day. It kind of feels that way. You got the spirit. You got the spirit. That's for sure. Rusty Pot says, QQQ. Once again, if you guys, when it gets busy and I fall behind, the QQQs are the ones I'm not going to ignore. Or if you put a question mark, because some people are like, I don't like QQQ. So I'm giving you two choices, but those are the ones I'll be looking for when I get to that point. We're not there yet, but we'll probably get there before the stream is out, no doubt. So Rusty Pot said, I bought Bird Construction higher than I should have, down quite a bit now. What do you think the chances are of a recovery this week? Well, I think we're going to see a little bit of recovery in the market this week. I don't know where you entered Bird Construction at, or whether they'll get back to where they were by the end of the week. But I'm very bullish on Bird Construction long term. I think Bird Construction has positioned themselves in a very good spot when it comes to a lot of the infrastructure stuff. So just hold on to Bird. I think you'll be fine. Rory, for us it snowed on Friday. Not much, maybe 2 centimeters. Oh, well, 2 centimeters. That's not so bad. That's not so bad. Claude says, hi, JJ. As with, let's see, I watched your entire interview with Gary Gill. Great stuff. I subscribed to your channel after that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I saw JJ on a couple of Gary's clips as well. So, yeah, JJ's getting out there for sure. Larry says, Trump's giving out a 2K or more tariff check. That's, yeah. Oh boy. It's like, just don't have the tariffs, and you don't have to give people all this money so they can afford to pay your tariffs. But oh boy, yeah. And yeah, JJ says, thanks for the sub. Everyone counts. Well, exactly. When you're first brand new to YouTube, those first 1,000 subs are huge, because if you want to get full monetization, you need to get 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. Now, where JJ's got longer content, that may be a little bit easier to pull off. But I'll tell you what I did. So when I started the channel, I started the live stream right away. The live streams are one of the best ways to get watch hours. That's for sure. That's for sure. Mary says, do you think CSU will recover? Yes. Good old, and let's pull them up. Let's pull them up, guys. Here we go. Where did I want to go? I want to go over here. Constellation software. Let's pull them on up here. All right. Now they're, boy, they were at one point. At one point they were above 5,000. Let's just pull up the last year. Yeah, look at this. They were up around 5,000. So they have fallen very big, very, very hard. Are they going to continue falling? I like the company, and I do think they have. Well, one, we know they have deep pockets. They do have a pretty good moat, but right now there's been so much concern about how is AI going to impact Constellation Software. Also, their CEO stepping down. How is that going to impact it as well? Because he was kind of he was pretty well liked, very well liked, and kind of the heart of the company. So there is all of that happening at once, and I think that it's going to take time for them to recover. I think that if you are a Constellation Software fan, I think there's hope. I think there's hope at the end of the tunnel. But how long is it going to take us to get to the end of that tunnel? That's a good question. I don't have the answer to that. But I can't see it going a lot lower than where we're at now. I can't see it, like, for example, I don't see it going under 3,000. And now one of the big challenges, I think, for them is they need to show that their software offerings can actually be even better with AI, opposed to having AI replace what they do. So I think they're still going to be fine, but there's going to be a bit of an adjustment period for sure. All right. A says, how does the lockdown affect USD? Will markets boom if tariffs are deemed illegal? Well, here's the thing. And at least right now, we're at the Supreme Court, and that's good. So there's not exactly any place higher for Trump to go. But when push comes to shove, a lot of the Supreme Court was appointed by Trump. So I'm not optimistic, even if we get, a few of the members of the court saying, "Now these are ridiculous. They're illegal." I have a feeling that they're not going to go away. That's kind of my gut feeling. I really, really hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling they're not going away. So the U.S. dollar, I mean, it's kind of an interesting thing. Everybody, and when I say everybody, I'm talking analysts. Most analysts, economists thought that this was going to hurt the U.S. dollar big time. But so far we haven't yet seen a lot of the damage that we've been expecting. And that's the same up here as well. Canada has fared a lot better than anticipated to the tariffs. So it's going to be interesting. But here's the thing: you can't keep it up forever. Eventually, that piper has to get paid. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting for sure. Oh gosh, that is so good. All right. Larry says, AI is like the metaverse in this leap, although it's actually real just 5 years away. Other than the fact that AI has done a lot. AI has really, really impacted the world a lot more than the metaverse did. And that's funny. I loved the idea of the metaverse. I will tell you, I thought it was a good idea. It just, we weren't ready for it. I think it was an idea that was before its time, because eventually, eventually we will have a metaverse. It may not be called a metaverse. It may have a different name, but we will have it. Like, for example, I mean, just look at it from a work perspective. Why are people flying around all over the world for meetings when you could do it virtually? And we're starting to see some of that virtual, but we can take it another step further. And kind of the idea of the metaverse was that, yeah, we could have virtual rooms, we could have virtual avatars in these rooms. However, The problem is, they kind of did it cartoony-like. It's like, I think what we need is we need the processing power. We probably, and this is where I think AI can take the concept of the metaverse and turn it into a thing where you put on some glasses and it's like you're really there. And once we get to that level, I think it will catch on. I think people will use it big time. But it was launched before we had the technology really to make it something that would have staying power. All right. Ian says, if you want to check out my portfolio now, would be a good time. My girlfriend went out. Yeah, okay. We can definitely do that. Let me see here. There's my whiteboard view, by the way, guys. Let's pull me back, though. All right, I'm going to pull Ian up right now. All right, we got Ian over here on Blossom. Now, Ian, did you want to jump on? If you want to jump on, you can. You don't have to. It's up to you. Just let me know. And I probably should get a little bit caught up here because you could let me know, and by the time I'm finished your, your review. All right, let's see. I'm not too late to buy CSU. Just a second here, Ian. I'm going to get caught up real fast here, and then we'll let me know. Let me know. A says it is bad to have preferred dividend stocks in TF. Is it bad to have preferred dividend stocks in TFSA or RRSP instead of those without preferred dividends? I wouldn't say it's bad. The only biggest difference between your TFSA and your RRSP is that the RRSP, it doesn't matter what type of dividend it is. It's all going to be 100% taxable. So any tax efficiency built into an ETF, when you throw it into an RRSP, that's all gone because you're going to be taxed 100% on everything that when you pull it out, of course, not at the moment. All right, happy Sunday. A link to the podcast. Great. What do you think about POW? So Power Corporation of Canada. I do like POW. Guys, and it's an interesting thing. If you're a fan of Wealthsimple, POW is the majority stakeholder of Wealthsimple. So in a way, you can't, like Wealthsimple, you can't invest directly in, but if you're holding POW, you in a way are indirectly investing in Wealthsimple. But no, POW I think it's a great little stock. I do like it. It's not, is it going to be, if you're an income investor, you're probably not going to like it. It's a quarterly dividend, but I think it's a solid utility fare for sure. J-Rock, I'm already done with winter. Yes, I can get that. Would Canadian ETFs, so I guess maybe that be which Canadian ETFs do you recommend inside your RRSP account? Well, Corey, it really depends on what your goal is, right? But here's the thing. When it comes to your RRSP, dividends don't matter. The only thing that does matter is total return. So, and all right, I know we're going to get to Ian here in a second. Just very quickly, I just want to very quickly hit on the whiteboard. And you can't see me. I'm invisible. I love it. I love it. I'm totally invisible here. Oh, whiteboard. All right, so let me pull up my writer. Here we go. Got my pen. All right. So if you have, oh, come on. Let me write. There we go. So let's say you have, if you have 10% divs and 5% growth. Well, in your RRSP, that's simply 15% growth. That's all it would see. It would only see that as a 15% total return. And that entire 15%, of course, is going to get taxed. Now, if you had 5% divs and 10% growth, Growth, there we go, growth, guess what? It's the exact same thing. So the actual dividends don't matter. So if you are looking to start putting stuff into your RRSP, and this is kind of that hard thing, and sometimes it's hard to get your mind wrapped around it, especially if you're an income investor. don't worry about the dividends. You got to sort of change your mindset to fully looking at the total return. So even if you had those two accounts, let's just say you had a 25%, let's say you had an account that had 25% divs, which is fantastic, 25% yield on your divs. But let's say it had a minus 5% growth. All right, fine. So what is that? Well, that there is a 20%. That is simply a 20% total return. Whereas you could have something here that has 1% divs. All right, 1% divs. But let's say it's a big growth stock and it's growing 35%. Well, guess what? That's 36% in your RRSP. So yeah, RRSP, it's all about total return. Dividends, irrelevant. Growth, irrelevant. It's whatever the total is between the two of them. That total return is everything in your RRSP. Simple as that. You'll have basically the bigger the total return, the more money you have in the RRSP so that you can pull it out for longer when you're in retirement. All right, and in just a second, I'm going to skip ahead. I'm going to come back. Guys. Don't worry. I just want to skip ahead and see. Okay, yes, Ian wants to join the stream. Okay, give me a second, Ian. I'll get you let me get you a link here. All right. I'm going to bring Ian on, guys, and that way there we can. Let's see here. All right. All right. I am dropping this link, guys, in chat. It's for Ian only. You can join if you want, but I won't be bringing you on. I'm just bringing, this is just for Ian because we're going to go over his portfolio. There we go. I have just dropped that in. Perfect. So yeah, once Ian comes on here, we will move on over to his portfolio. All right, let's come back to here. We may have to mess around a little bit here. Actually, you know what? I'm probably going to need to go this way because then I can have Ian underneath me here. All right, perfect. And let's bring up Ian's portfolio. Oh, that's not it. That's the Discord. Guys, we have a Discord, by the way. So if you want to check it out, all you have to do is, there we go. Ian entered the studio. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Guys, I'm going to bring Ian on here. Just give me give me a second here. I actually have to turn. Whoops. I'm making sure we don't get any of that weird reverberation. We just had some. So give me 1 second. There we go. I want to mute my test site because if I don't mute that, then we get that background. There we go. We should be fine now. We're fine. Perfect. All right. All right. Let me grab Ian. All right. Here we go. Hello, Ian. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. I'm good.
Awesome.
I'm down here in Colombia.
Down there in Colombia for sure.
Yeah.
So everybody, this is Ian, by the way. They've all seen you. They've all seen you. All right, let's get to your portfolio here.
I grew a beard since last time, so.
You have. I almost didn't recognize you at first. I was like, wait a minute, is that Ian?
Yeah, I got a trim today, so it's better than it was. But
yeah,
I don't like it, but the girlfriend likes it, so I'm keeping it until I get a different girlfriend, I guess.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. All right, and just give me 1 second here. I got to remove Corey's comment here so we can not have anything in the way of your portfolio.
Show the back. My apartment's not as nice as it was last time, but it's something.
Well, it's not snow. It's not snow.
Oh, it's beautiful out today. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice. Absolutely. All right, guys. So very quickly, this is the Blossom app. So if you have not yet checked out Blossom, let me drop a link in here for you. There we go.
I put my hat on so I matched my profile pic.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Well, you're missing the shades. You're missing the shades.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, take us through your portfolio.
I noticed, I went to check it while I was waiting. I noticed it hasn't been updating because I changed my SIM cards and it wants me to relink it. But I don't know. I bought a lot of covered call ETFs. And
I'm going to bring up the full list of
yeah,
your stuff right here.
let's see if I can get it bigger. There, I can see it now. I can't see it myself, but I can see my portfolio. Yeah, I bought a
Okay.
lot of that bank, and you were asking if anyone bought a bunch of stuff on Friday. Well, that's when the dividends dropped for all these. So yeah, I bought a bunch on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm living off these right now. So
Oh, nice.
yeah,
Nice.
and talking about Power Corporation, I've held those guys for a long time now, and I think I'm pretty happy with them. I mean, they're in my non-registered account, so I don't want to sell them because I have to pay capital gains on it. But I bought them
Mm-hmm.
originally for the dividend, but their dividend's not that strong anymore now that they grew so much in value.
Yeah, that's one of the downsides to growth,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
Okay.
If you click on Power, can it actually show you how much I'm up besides today?
Um, Let me
See what
just
it
click on
does.
it and see what it shows me here.
Oh, it just shows the basic.
Yeah, it's just showing me sort of the basics of it. But I
Yeah,
mean, you can see here, I mean, look at this slope. You can
yeah.
sort of see that this has, I mean, this here is, and this is just recent. Like, I wonder if I can go, I think I can, nope. Can I
You
zoom
know,
out?
it's
I was
that
hoping I could, oh, wait, down here on the bottom. Let's actually go to their 5 year. Now
it's
you can
funny
get a
that
big idea of how much they have
yeah,
grown.
that guy with the spiky hair that we're always talking about here, he turned me on to these guys, and I was down on him for quite a while, and then I'm up now. But yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
forget what his real name is.
The guy with the spiky hair.
Yeah, he's always got he wears a red tie, I think.
Oh, oh.
He did a video. He was complaining about covered call ETFs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is
Yeah,
that
he used to be a magician or something.
right? Oh yeah, that guy, that guy. All right, I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
His name is not coming to my head, but I know
no,
exactly who you're talking about.
no, I was mad because I'm like, do you get paid to recommend this Power Corporation? But then now it's up, but it took a long time.
Yeah, it certainly did. It certainly did. But keep in mind too, the environment. Uh, Basically, you needed the rate cuts to start coming in to
Yeah,
really help push this company forward. So, and
yeah.
that happened. That happened.
And I think I've held them for less than 5 years too. And I mean, really, in investing, 5 years is not a long time.
Not really. Not really.
So,
No, that's for sure.
uh,
Are you looking forward to 60 by any chance?
sis, what is that?
So yeah, 60, that's Evolve's new one. It's basically very much like Bank,
Oh,
except for it's without the life co. So it's just equal weighting of the big six banks,
oh.
and they're going to be doing dividends twice a month.
Well, I might do something like that because I don't know. I mean, I don't want to buy any more bank. It's my biggest holding. So,
Yeah, yeah. Well, exactly. I can
yeah.
definitely understand that. Here,
I
let
don't
me
mind.
put in.
I used to own stuff. I used to own my biggest position before used to be BHP, and it paid like one big one annually, and then I'm halfway through the year like a top up.
Yeah,
So I don't mind. Monthly is quick enough for me now.
yeah. No, monthly is fantastic for sure. I think I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of the bi-monthly because it's just so popular,
Yeah.
and it's almost like you're getting paid.
hmm Yeah. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Like if I should start pulling out of my TFSA and then like next year, like when I have a bunch more room, I could sell a bunch of stuff in my non-registered account and shovel it into my TFSA, and then really after like 5 or 7 years, I'd have pretty much everything in my TFSA. Not counting the RSPs, but
Hmm.
I don't know what I'm doing. That's more of a tax question than an investment question, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, it does boil down to trying to keep the more efficient ones outside of your TFSA opposed
yeah.
to inside, but at the
As you
same
can
time,
see, I'm pretty deep into the covered call ETFs here, so
yeah, like just I mean, just looking at your list here, like one of them I would definitely want to see inside of your TFSA is RMAX.
yeah, I got that in my RSP, I think.
Oh, okay, there we go.
So, yeah,
Yeah, because that one is going to have, I mean, there'll be some tax efficiency to it because you're still going to have return of capital in there. You're still going to have some capital gains. But
Yeah.
all of the distribution related stuff will be 100% taxable because it's coming from REITs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then my individual stocks that I own that aren't ETFs, they're all in my non-registered, but I'm pretty heavy into the covered call ETFs in all three of my accounts right now. So
Yeah, and I can see right here, I can see quite a bit. Now, this listing that we're looking at here, is this everything or is this just, because we're looking at 10 here.
yeah, well, I got my old pension. I that's managed through Wealthsimple. I don't count that as my. I'm just leaving that alone until I'm 65, probably. I mean, I could dig into it whenever I wanted, but whatever. And then I got another small couple pensions kicking around from back in the day. So I'm going to leave those alone until I'm actually retirement age. I'm just going to live off of these until I get there. But I just want to live on the dividends too. So, and I can do that as far as I know right now. I pretty much replaced my old salary with dividends.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at
no,
all.
but I haven't actually spent any dividends yet. I keep, like on Friday, I just reinvest them. So I don't know what I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a hard switch to flip. Go from building to spending. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, if you can find a sort of a happy medium where you can still reinvest a little bit, so you still
Yeah,
feel like you're growing, and
yeah.
and then
Even like I've been going crazy down here. I've only been down here a week, and I've been spending lots of money, and it's still only about half of what I'm bringing in with dividends. So I could reinvest some of them, but like right now, I'm reinvesting all of them. But I definitely want to continue growing the pile, but I don't know. If I'm able to grow the pile, that means I have too much. I'm not spending enough
mhm.
in one way
Well,
to look
let
at it.
me ask you this question: when did you start investing?
I started March 13th of 2020. I bought 490 shares of Bank of
Oh,
Montreal.
okay, okay, all right. So,
So not, but it was perfect timing, right? It was just about the bottom of the market by I missed it by like 6 days, bottom of the market.
oh, but
But
even still, I mean, that's still
yeah,
you still would have got a pretty good deal at that point.
yeah, that was, I mean, I remember I went in there and I bought 30 grand worth of BMO. And the lady that was selling it to me said she worked for BMO. And she said, yeah, that's our pension is BMO stock. And you have more than me right now. And she was quite a bit older than me. So I'm like, oh, wow.
Nice,
So, oh,
nice.
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, that was when it was, I forget what it was Canadian, but yeah, it doubled. It doubled before the year was out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, anything like even, and that's the thing. You look at the charts and you see the drop at the pandemic, but you really had about a week, 2 weeks with
Yeah.
super good prices before
And,
things really started ramping back up again.
and I mean, the sky was falling too. It was
Mm-hmm.
really scary times. Like my dad was freaking out and everyone was freaking out. Actually, Kent Tilley, he's out of Alberta. He was a kind of a
Mm-hmm.
financial guy. And I told him what I did. And he was like, are you crazy? And I said, well, if Bank of Montreal goes bankrupt, then we got bigger problems than losing stocks. Like we got Canada's not even a country anymore. If Bank of Montreal goes under.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around since forever. Well,
Yeah, and that's the thing is, if the Canadian banks start falling, it's over.
yeah, there's no safe place to hide, right?
There's nothing that's going to save you because
Yeah,
they're not designed the same way the U.S. ones are. The U.S. ones, because of the whole regional banking system that they have, it's easy to knock some of them down. It's very hard to knock Canadian banks down, at least the big
yeah,
ones.
yeah. That's why
Um,
I love investing in them, but I'm just over leveraged, right? Or not over leveraged. I'm
yeah.
overexposed to them right now.
Well, I look
So
at it this way: you're at least you're in a sector that it's not critical that if you're over leveraged, like
yeah,
you're going to be fine.
yeah. Like if I was into like Nvidia, I've never bought Nvidia. I guess I own
Hmm.
some through HYLD and I own Tesla through them, but
Yeah.
I'm always too skeptical on technology stocks. I've left a lot of money on the table because of that, but you know, it's
Well, technology is kind of one of these things, like because of the cyclic nature of the technology sector, you kind of you kind of have to be prepared to if you're a heavy investor in technology, you kind of have to be prepared for when technology does retract. because
Yeah.
you could be holding some red bags for a while until it recovers.
Yeah. Well, everyone says we're in a tech bubble right now. So,
Well, they
but
say that. Are we
yeah.
in a bubble? I think I think we're in a bubble, but I don't think we're in a bubble the way people mean it.
Yeah.
Like I think we're going to see some of the smaller companies probably like especially some of the smaller AI companies. They're risky. They're risky as can be, and I think some of them are going to fold or just be eaten up by the bigger
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah, it's kind of like the electric car bubble we got going on. Like there's so many car companies. It was the same as it was, 120 years ago
Hmm.
when cars were becoming a new thing. There was so many car companies out there that no one's ever heard of. A lot of them never even made a car, like not even one of them. And they
Yeah,
just, they were startups. They did lots of talk, and then they went bankrupt. So
I know.
same thing.
And,
Same thing. With tech
uh,
stocks.
and I think a lot of people too also like to really compare it to the .com bubble.
Yeah.
And it's completely different. Actually, it's interesting. The Plain Bagel actually released a video today about whether or not we're in a bubble, and he made a lot of good points about the differences between this so-called bubble and the .com bubble. And one of the big differences with the .com bubble, a lot of the evaluations, which were absolutely crazy, they couldn't back any of it up. Whereas with this one, they are backing, a lot of the companies are backing up their crazy high evaluations, which is making it a little bit different. Maybe not all of the little ones, but the big ones are. So I don't know. I think tech will be fine. Like, are we going to, will tech go into a bear market with everybody else? Of course they will. Will they lead it going this time? They probably will. I mean, just from the fact that you look at last week, a lot of that was tech driven. So I think tech still is going to control. I think they'll go into the bear market first again.
Yeah, they're more speculative. So when people get scared, they usually seems like they leave tech sooner. But tech's always fine. It's always going to be technology. It's always going to be you know it's always going to be the future, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's kind of that fun thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Let
So
me just see here
you
on
got
your
any comments on my portfolio here?
all right. So you got the ENCL. So you probably that has
Yeah,
probably been a bit of a roller coaster ride
I
so
keep
far.
buying them. I'm up. I was up like a little bit at one point, I
Hmm.
think, but I think I'm up after dividends. But
Yeah.
if
I do like ENCL. And I look at it right now, like if you started a position right now, I think you're going to be fine. Like I think energy itself, it always rebounds. It's like tech, it's very cyclic that way.
yeah,
And it'll be back. It'll be back in I don't want to say in 2026, but I think there's a chance we could see a recovery of that sector in 2026 for sure.
I think I'm averaged in with the NCL at 1866. So
Okay.
it's not that far away. There's not like a I didn't buy it at exactly the wrong time. I've been averaging down too. I got to stop buying stocks. I mean, it's just I spent more money on stocks this year than anything else.
Uh-huh. Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
Larry saying Back to the Future. I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet, but your kids are gonna love it.
all the technology stuff, yeah.
I know, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm just slowly pushing things up here as we move
Yeah,
forward.
yeah. I can't see the comments right now, so someone's asking me a question. That's why I'm not answering it.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm quite literally, I'm always behind. I'm
Yeah,
always behind for sure. But what can I say?
you know,
Um,
they keep
yeah.
saying the covered calls don't perform as well as their underlying assets, and sometimes yes, sometimes no. I mean, because if I just go pick one stock, the odds of me picking like for instance, uh, BNS down there, like I'm up quite a bit on it, but I've also owned it
Hmm.
for. I think I started buying that back in 22, and I bought it at the top, and then I sold some, bought some back. That
Yeah.
was
Well.
my bank play until started buying bank.
Hmm.
But Part of me
Well,
says keep it in case covered calls don't work out, and the other part of me says sell it and just put it back. I want to own less things, honestly, because I'm not actually like looking at data sheets and stuff. I haven't learned how to do that. I'd love to go to school just for fun and learn how to do this stuff, but I don't know.
well, you can always log into ChatGPT and say, "Hey, I'm a beginner. How do I do data sheets?"
Yeah. Well, I got enough time. I should be able to like learn how to do this on everything I learned how to do. I learned how to do it on YouTube, basically, right? So
Yeah. Well, I'll tell
yeah,
you the way I learned how to do Excel, for example, is, for the most part, what was intuitive, I did. And then anytime I ran into something I wanted to do that I didn't know how to, then I would just research how to do it. And then eventually you keep piecing it all together. And before long, you're pretty good at it.
I should probably buy a computer if I'm going to run Excel then, because I just do everything off my cell phone right now.
Oh gosh, yeah, that would make it really hard. That would make it hard. I wouldn't do, like, I won't do Excel on my cell phone.
No.
I I love my setup. I've got giant monitors.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with it.
Yeah, and looking at my portfolio here, I got white cap, and if you look at them over a couple of years, yeah, hello Heather. Uh, if you look at them over the couple of years, they really don't do anything, right? So I should be in ENCL then. At least I'll be getting a decent dividend.
Hmm.
I might sell them. I kind of feel weird owning just owning a random, you know, oil company out of nowhere. Like a friend of mine at work just suggested it, back in 2020. I wish I would have bought them when he was talking about because they were down to like $1
Oh
or a
wow.
dollar 20. Oh yeah, right. Well, it was always
Hmm.
darkest before the dawn.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought I was going to go
absolutely.
bankrupt. Price of oil is negative. Like who's ever heard of Whitecap back then? Like they're not like they're Exxon or something.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I mean, and just sort of looking forward, I mean, we had this moment just this year where the price of natural gas went negative briefly.
Wow.
So yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's definitely an interesting ride for sure.
Yeah. And like when I buy these ETFs, I think, well, I got to put faith in someone I never met before. Hopefully, they're smart enough to not doing that 100% wrong thing here with picking and choosing the stocks in the portfolio. So
Hmm.
that's why I like ETFs.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely.
so yeah.
Let's see, RD. Candace, care to comment on my Blossom portfolio? You got a message me on Blossom, and we can do you for sure. Um,
Yeah.
or I
No,
mean, if you really want to, drop your handle in the chat, and we can always look at it.
yeah, we can switch out. Mine's pretty boring. There's only a couple in here,
There's not a lot here. There's not a lot here. I mean, and
and nothing crazy either. And I don't
there's
do the
nothing crazy.
Bitcoin.
There's nothing to complain about. All of that fun stuff.
Yeah.
What can I
You know, when I
say?
one thing I'll say down here when I start talking about stocks with girlfriend, whatever. It's like, oh, like cryptocurrencies. I'm like, no, not like cryptocurrencies, because there's so many crypto bros come down here and talk about their portfolio and
Oh,
they,
right.
but they don't have. I don't know.
Now, is it a better tax situation for the crypto bros?
I don't know. I think what it is they want to come down here because everything's. I was sitting next to one on the plane and he was talking to the girl on the other side of him the whole way and it was pretty funny. But yeah, these guys think they maybe he is really doing well. I don't know, but it seems like a lot of people, if you're just trying to like find a cryptocurrency is going to take off, that's one thing. But if you like, you want to buy your major ones, right? Like stay away from the
Hmm.
crap coins, like you say, eh? But a lot of people don't. They're just trying to get rich quick. But
Yeah, it's Kyle. That's the name of that guy you were talking about. Spiky hair guy.
oh, okay,
There we go. There we
yeah, he
go.
seems like he knows what he's doing. I mean, knows more about this than I do.
Hmm.
So he's doing pretty
Yeah,
good for how young he is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Heather likes the bi-monthly.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Another thing I'm
boy.
hanging on to that well, DIV. I bought them for the dividend. I'm obsessed with dividends, right? So I bought them for the dividend, but now I can do more with a covered call. But maybe I'm better off with just DIV because it's an eligible dividend, so it's
Hmm.
in my non-registered account.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Randy's saying, I heard that I heard HYLD performs better than the S&P 500. Um, I'd have to look. I haven't compared the two, to be honest. So it might. Now they did just change HYLD. They got rid of the bonds, so the fixed income component, and they brought in S day and Q day. So,
Yeah, and then they raised the dividend here too.
and then they raised the dividend as well. So it'd be interesting to watch, interesting to take a look at it, a closer look at least. All right, let's see. Roku says, I used to be recommended to buy 50/50 HYLD and HDIV. Seems now that people are getting out of HDIV. Any reasons why? Too much Canadian content. If people are getting out, I think it's because some people are a little bit more concerned about the Canadian economy for sure. I don't see any real issues right now with HDIV. Like, I've got no desire to run screaming away from it but yeah, I'll look a little deeper into that Roku. I haven't seen anything that is concerning for sure. That's Ottawa. That is Ottawa. All right. Cowboy is in the house. RD is liking what you're doing, Ian. I want to do like Ian. Live my winters in the sun of my dividends. Spain, maybe.
Yeah.
Spain would be nice.
I've never been to Europe. I just heard it's expensive, and I've been practicing Spanish quite a bit, so I guess Spain would work too, but I don't know. Or the Philippines, as they speak English down there or over there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not crazy about shoveling snow and dealing with it. So I know my
I
daughter
hear
called
you.
me. She's worried. She wants to drive to Regina from Moose Jaw, and she says the roads are no good. I'm like, just stay home. You don't have to go to Regina, you know.
Yeah,
So
well,
yeah,
exactly.
I'm not there to fix her car if she hits the ditch smashes it up or anything. So
All right. Oh, apparently they're hearing a bit of an echo on your end.
yeah, well, that's I'm running out of things to talk about as far as my stocks go. We're talking about the weather now, so I should probably just move on.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, it was nice having you. A
Yeah,
nice
I
little
got
cameo.
I got nothing else to do right now. I'm just hanging out.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
watch a lot of YouTube, practice Spanish, do some push-ups in here because I don't want to join a gym.
You can do it at
So,
home pretty cheaply. You
yeah,
can do it at
that's what
home
I
pretty
do. Yeah,
cheaply.
I walk around. I walk a couple miles a day. Go to the different places. It's what it is.
All
So,
right. Well, okay, Ian. I'll let you go. We'll go
yeah,
back to me. Thank you for
yeah,
dropping in.
yeah. You better hang up on me. I don't know how to do it on this end. So,
All right. I can do it. I can do
okay,
it.
thanks.
There we go. We just hung up on the Ian. Anyway, let's see here. Cowboy. All right, now guys, I'm probably a little behind, but that's fine. We'll get caught up. We'll get caught up. I'm in no hurry to go anywhere. So let's see. WCP has a good buy monthly div. And let's see. Northland Power, still a good buy monthly div. Okay, RD. Renadu. All right, let me take a look over here. Let's try this out here. Renedu. Renadu 2. Let's see here. Investors. Posts. Trending. Eek. Oh, never mind. I still had Ian at the beginning of you. All right, let's see if that works. All right, Dunning-Kruger. All right, here we go. Here we go. And I am following you. Good. All right. Oh, cute cat. Cute cat. All right, let's see here. So you got 22 here in your portfolio. Let's pull this up and take a look and see what you got here. You got a little bit of everything here. Let's see. You got some XDiv, VFV. So here is some of your core. Let me ask you this question, RD. What is your overall investment goals? Like, are you moving towards dividend growth? Are you perhaps looking at growth income, which is that hybrid? Are you moving towards income? Because right now I'm just taking a look. I'm seeing a couple of really solid. I'm actually seeing a lot of solid growth stocks. So like VFE, XEQT. As you guys know, I love XEQT. So if you're growing a portfolio, you want that diversification. XEQT, or any of the all equity. So there's XEQT, there's VEQT, there's FEQT. If I remember correctly, I think FEQT has a little bit of crypto in it as well. All right, now here's your crypto here. You've got some Galaxy Digital Holdings. Let's see, XIU, AYA, perfect. Some exposure to gold and silver. Good old alimentation couche tar. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. To me, I think I did it for the channel members a long time ago. I did a tier list. That one might be available for everybody at this point. But yeah, ATD was one of those stocks that was at the top for sure. So let's see here. What else do we got here? Oh, Roundhill Magnificent 7. Well, I didn't mean to click on it, but we did. Once again, this is exposure. This is a good tech one. You're getting exposure to those top 7 right there. So, all right, let's see here. Guess it put us all the way back. All right, you got Palantir. Palantir is expected to do really well, especially with a world focus here on defense for sure. All right, we got ZEB. So this is more bank. Fortis. I love Fortis. Fortis was it's the first stock I ever bought. Now, they are a dividend king, meaning that they have, I think right now, we're about to hit year 54, 53 or 54. But yeah, they've increased their dividend for more than 50 years in a row. And they've just announced their next dividend. The one, I think it's in December. That one will be increased. So, gotta love it. All right. Let's see, TEC, so some global technology. All right. Agnico Mines, another good one. So this here, yeah, I think right now, any exposure that you do have to the mineral sectors, so especially gold, uranium, copper, silver, I think they're going to do really, really, really well. So I love Agnico. Let's see, Alibaba. That's giving you, well, that's some Chinese. That's definitely some China exposure there. It's interesting. It is interesting. It's kind of one of those ones, though, that I think you can have some really big volatility with it. So I always say don't get too deep in, and you're only 2.3%, so that's not too bad. Let's see, CSIQ, Canadian Solar. Oh, that's interesting play. All right, you got your Canadian Pacific in here. Hudbay Minerals. I have not looked at Hudbay, but let me pull them up. Let's just click on it here. Let's see. As you can see, this is kind of a trend here. I'm going to pull up the 1 year. Let's go to the 1 year. And you can see this is what we've been seeing with a lot of mineral companies. Like this is a very common trend right across the board. So yeah, this is not bad. This is not bad. I'm liking that. I'm liking that one. Here we go. Let's get back in here. Hudbay. So QQQQU. Oh boy. All right. Wow. Yeah, they don't have, it's an application side error on this one. All right, well, let's see if I can get out of that application side error. Uh-oh, I think we're stuck here. Let's try to, QQU broke the internet. It really did. All right, I'm just gonna try to go really far back. Okay. Yeah, it broke the internet on us. Going back will delete your post. Yes, that's fine. That's fine. Continue, delete, just delete. I don't care about that. All right, I'm going to have to pull you back up again. And then I want to talk about, something here. Let's see here. All right. Let's do a search here. Here you are. All right, let's come back. We'll look at them all. We won't go into them anymore. We'll just, all right, so this one here. So this here is a Beta Pro. It's a 2x leverage. This is one you got to be careful with. You got to be careful with. I would not be holding this one long term, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you why. Because the leverage on this one gets reset daily. So what that means is, let's say you went up 10%. If it went up 10% in a day, and that's a lot, but let's just say it did. Well, that's fantastic. The value's gone up, but you don't sell it, so you're still holding it. And let's say the next day it goes down 9%. Well, if you think about that, oh, up 10, down 9, so I should still be in 1%, but you're not. Because what happens is when it goes up the 10%, it comes to a new value, but because that leverage is reset, when you calculate the 9 down, it's not calculated on your initial point before you went up 10%. It's calculated on that new value going down. So it's 9% of your 100% plus 10%. So in the end, you actually, even though between the 2 days it's up 1%, not you. You're probably down about 5%. So you got to be really careful with this. So with this one here, I usually will say, these are for more shorter strategic. Like, I wouldn't hold them for over a day, more than a day. I would be very, very careful with this one. Be very, very careful with this one, because you can get burnt. You can get burnt for sure. All right, now let's see here. You got BlackBerry. I love this one. BlackBerry, I think BlackBerry is going to be huge, especially when we move into quantum computing. And guys, quantum computing is closer than I think most of you realize. And BlackBerry is going to be huge when it comes to quantum security. So, yeah, I love that. I think that's a good option in here as well. All right, and you've got ZTO Express and Zebek and Kraken Robotics. Okay, and yeah, and some of these are a little more obscure, but you got a lower amount. You got a lower amount. That's not a bad thing. So yeah, overall, I mean, other than my biggest complaint, the QQU, just be careful with that, please. Please be careful with that. There's a reason that I think I introduced you guys to this one in a video called Dangerous, because it is very dangerous. So be careful. I don't want to see you losing money. That's the last thing I want to see you doing. But overall, it looks to me like you're going for a strong growth portfolio. Fantastic, because and I don't know how old you are, but this is the type of portfolio that I think you could really grow your TFSA a little bit bigger, so that when you are ready, so when you start to move towards retirement, yeah, you can really, well, you can really convert it over into a nice little income. I'm going to call it an income farm, but why not? Yeah, I mean, for sure. All right, but anyway, yeah, normally, and this is, guys, normally the reason I ask you guys to reach out to me on Blossom ahead of time is that I have a chance to look at it ahead of time, so there's no surprises. So like as I said, like, I do not know. I do not know what ZTO is. I do not know what XBC is. So those two, I don't absolutely know what they are. So I kind of, but they're very, very small, so I'm not super concerned. But what I would do is, if RD had reached out to me on Blossom and said, "Hey, can you do it next Sunday?" Yeah, this is the thing I would look up. I would look up what these two are. Um, I'm almost afraid to click on them because of what happened when I clicked on XXU. But let's take a look. Oh no, these ones are pretty fine. So yeah, so let's see. Provides express delivery and other value logistics in the People's Republic of China. Okay, more China. All right, and you see, and this could be fine. This could be absolutely fine. I'm just saying I don't know what it is, but that's fine. And then there was the other one here. Let me just pull it up here. Zebic absorption. I like the name. I will say that. Let's see. They design, manufacture, and sell purification, separation, dehydration, and filtration equipment for gases and compressed air. Okay. So I do like what they're doing. Now, I will point out, look up here, they do have a negative earnings per share. So they're unprofitable. But to me, that means I need to look and find out why. If they're a new company, that might be that they're a new company and they have a plan to move towards profitability. So anyway, there we go. Cowboy says C-Day back to 18. JJ says, I want to hop on in 5 minutes. Okay, sure, why not? Let's see, Dunning-Kruger is my nickname on Blossom. Nice meeting you, Ian. from Lisa, of course. Where exactly is Ian at? Colombia. Ian is in Colombia. Nice and warm there. There we go. Cowboy, they shovel a different kind of snow in Colombia. I made that joke the other day. I was just double checking because I wasn't sure if JJ was waiting down there. Actually, I should get a pop-up. I should get a pop-up. Let's see, Ian, according to ChatGPT, 1,500 Canadian is a good monthly wage in a major city in Colombia. So living in a smaller city is very affordable for me. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is the one beautiful thing about investing is if you are one of these folks who wants to retire in some place with a warm climate, with less taxes, you can live off a lot less money than you can live off of in Canada. So that is always an option. Those Canadians abroad. I think did I do a video or was it a live stream? It might have, I can't remember. I know I did talk about expatriation once. It might have been a video. I think it was a video. Let's see here. Spanish is a necessity here. How is your Spanish, Ian? Are you. I know my Spanish is pretty bad. I know a few things. Aqua is water, hola is high, and La Bamba is a song. There we go. That's pretty bad. Cowboy, let's see. Heard 750 Canadian will live very well in Vietnam. Okay. Let's see. Got to watch out for those assault choppers guarding the border to Panama. Let's see. RD. So lot of overlapping. I'm at a plateau. I want to buy a house / retire in 10 to 15 years. I don't know if I got to invest as much as possible in dividends to drip it. I got most of my money in BMO. Okay. Yeah, like I didn't see anything there that looked like it was. I don't know. Is that list that we were looking at, RD? Is that all on? What was I going to say? Is that all in BMO? Was that where it is? Because I didn't see any of their mutual funds, which is great. Because that would be the first thing I would look at. Is if I saw a bunch of BMO mutual funds, I'd be like, get out of those. Get out of those as soon as possible. Yeah, I think right now, if you've got about 10 to 15 years, I think dividend growth is still fine. It's still a good way to go. Because even if we did go into a bear market, and I think we're going to get one, you'll have plenty of time on the other side of the bear market. So if you continue to dollar cost average through that bear market, you're going to push it up. But what you can do is if you want to start bringing some income in, you sort of look at maybe more of a hybrid format. So the growth, growth income. And that could be an option for you as well. But I think you can get there either way. If you're comfortable right now with what you have and with the growth, the big thing would be is just to remember as we move into the bear market, one, don't give in to any kind of panic because, that's part of the whole cycle. And two, that's when you start adding. You start, especially the stuff that you're really, really confident in. So think like VFV, for example. That's a fantastic one to be dollar cost averaging through when you're in a bear market for sure. HBM is a copper stock. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and I'm, as you guys know, I said I'm very bullish on copper. Actually, copper, we're supposed to. Everybody suspects that we will have a copper shortage by about 2030. So, copper is going to be big. And as you guys also know, I'm so bullish on copper that let's pull it up over here. I added copper to our list here of the items that we track on the market close. So we got gold, silver, and copper, as well as oil. All right, let's see. Adriano is in Panama. I was thinking about going to see him and do a podcast in person. I need to leave the Colombia for a few days in January for visa purposes. That'd be kind of cool. I'd love to see the two of you on a podcast together. Let's see. Big rain. All of a sudden, my girlfriend is going to melt. Oh dear. Well, she'd freeze here. I'm worried when quantum computing happens, my investment accounts will not be safe. We're When I say it's closer than we think, I don't think that danger is as super close. Um, yeah, it's going to be a process where they're going to be very careful about the way it all gets rolled out. And with as they roll out quantum computing, security is going to be at the front. At the front, one of the reasons that BlackBerry is going to do well, and you will have, it won't be simple passwords anymore. It's going to be, we'll have quantum encryption. So, and it's going to be, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine once we get all of this in. In fact, it might actually be harder. Now, the older technologies, yeah, once if you haven't converted some of the older stuff, yeah, would definitely fall to hackers very fast. But they're not gonna they're gonna be very careful when they roll it out. They're not gonna just sort of throw it out and say, okay, well, here it is. Don't worry, we'll get the security in place later. That will not happen because that would be bad. All right, Rory, Ian, did you link your broker to Blossom? Cowboy has the QQQs. I love the QQQs. Hey, Candace, another one of your evil twins approached me again for a friend request. Talk about multiple personality disorder. Yes. And I know JJ mentioned me. I know JJ had a QQQ earlier that I didn't get to, asking for more power over on the Discord. Um, my understanding is that you should you should be able to block these people, but a lot of them, and this is one of the problems, Cowboy, is a lot of them aren't joining the server. They're just reaching out, like they're impersonating me, then they're reaching out from outside of the server. So guys, here's what I say about the Discord server. I love Discord, but there's a lot of people trying to scam you over there. So if you're over on Discord, I'm never going to reach out to you. I'm never going to reach out to you unless you reach out to me first. And then we have an open conversation, right? And that way there, if I reply to that, you know it's me because you reached out to me. So what I will usually say to you guys is if you are over on there, reach out to me, send me a friend request. I will approve it. Don't worry. And that way there, you know it's me. And if you get a message from a fake me, feel free to tell them off if you want. I don't care. I don't like them. I don't like the fake me's. And I try to, if the fake me joins the server, I boot them out as fast as I see them. But yeah, and I do appreciate, we do have a little, we actually have a section over there for you to report them if you want to. Definitely feel free to do that because I do not like them. And guys, and here's another point. I'll just bring this up. I mean, I think this is pretty obvious, but yeah, maybe it's not. I'm never going to reach out to one of you guys and tell you that I got a great money-making scheme or a great money-making idea that you got to get in on now. Or we're going to double your money. I'm not going to do that, guys. I won't do it. Yeah, it'll just never happen. Even if I did have a great way that we could all make some money, that's not how I would present it. That is absolutely not how I would present it at all. So yeah, it'll never happen. So whether it be in the comments on Facebook or yeah, because we have a Facebook group. If you see it over on Facebook or on Discord or over on the comments on our comment section on YouTube, it's always going to be a scammer. Hey, I love you guys and I will reply to your comments, but I'm not going to pitch you guys get rich schemes or anything like that. It's never going to happen. And honestly, no matter who you follow, and we're not even talking me, on all of YouTube, if any of your favorite YouTubers start reaching out to you in the comments with ideas or with like, oh, come on, let's connect a little further on WhatsApp, guys, you're being scammed. That's simple as that. Just ignore those because, your favorite YouTubers are not reaching out to you to try to get you over onto WhatsApp or Telegram or any of those. But like I said, I'm very approachable. You can message me directly and you'll get a reply. You may not get a reply immediately because sometimes sometimes I'm up to my eyeballs in work, but you will get a reply. Um, let's see. Ian says I did link it, but it became unlinked last week when I changed SIM cards. Okay, fair enough, and that's in regards to the broker. The broker. Let's see. 2P, awesome. Candace, ZTO, like ups in China. XTB went bankrupt. Okay, fair enough. Don't have faith to list or link on Blossom. All right, fair enough. And that's the thing. I mean, guys, if you're not comfortable, don't do it. I can tell you that it's safe. But that's just me telling you that it's safe. You got to make up your own mind. If something gives you the heebie-weebies, you don't have to do it. You don't have to touch it. You always have to. I always say this: take personal responsibility for your own safety. So definitely. Oh, you know what? Let's go big screen again. Ian says my Spanish is A2 level, so I can almost get by. Okay, fair enough. All right. Happy. Let's say you invested in an ETF and the provider disappears. Would I lose all my money or is it secure? Could an ETF suddenly disappear from the stock market? For the most part, if it is with one of the bigger companies, no. They have to go through regulatory. Like, you can't just drop an ETF out there. You can't just do it. You have to go through a whole procedure. It goes through regulatory boards, all of this stuff. So as a result, yes, if if they're going to go under, then there is. I want to say there's a level of protection, but here's the thing: if you stick with the big companies, you're going to be fine. So stick with your Hamiltons, your Evolve, your Global X. But if you find some obscure company that doesn't have a lot of volume, well, I would be a little more cautious with them. Let's see. Dinero is money, not dinner. I'm in the backstage. Let me in. Okay, I can do that. Just give me a second here. All right, JJ wants to come in and say hi. Let me in. Okay, I can do that. Just give me a second here. All right, JJ wants to come in and say hi. What the heck? Okay, give me a second here. Okay, I think this worked. It didn't automatically switch screens, but how are you, JJ?
I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing it fantastic.
I do hear an echo.
Do you?
Yeah, every time I'm speaking, so I think it's the same problem when Ian was talking.
Maybe. Well,
I think
soon
you
I'm
might
gonna...
have another browser playing at the same time.
Let me double check on my end here. I don't think I have anything that is. Let's see. Nope, that there is, and let me close. I'm going to close my test browser. See if that makes any difference. Try talking.
Testing, testing, testing.
Did that work?
I do hear the echo playing back. I'm not sure if everybody else on the live stage is hearing it as well, but I do hear it.
Really?
Playing
Because I'm
back.
not hearing a thing.
Probably because you're not wearing headphones.
Maybe. Yeah, that could be it as well. I got you coming through the speaker.
Yeah, Claude is saying there is an echo, so I'm saying like it's the same issue when Ian was talking earlier.
Ah, okay, interesting. Interesting. Let me just do that there. I'm just, all right, I don't know if that helped any. I just tried to simplify things down as best I could.
All right, cowboy, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
All right, let's see.
I do hear the echo still. It's kind of weird.
Still hearing the echo? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully it's not it's not bad. If it's bad, I'll have to boot you off. But I am switching to OBS, and that's going to be soon. Like quite literally, I have to do it by December.
Is it better? Because I never use the OBS live stream function. I've always used it to for recording.
I used it a long time ago once. back when I used to play World of Warcraft, I streamed a little bit, a tiny bit, and I used it for that. So I have to kind of refresh myself with it. But I know that there's a lot more functionality that you can do, but it's crazy hard.
Very, very interesting. Did you go outside at all today? I was outside the entire day and it's hailing a lot. Everything, like there's ice everywhere. So it's
I
like slip
looked
and
out.
slide.
I looked out the window.
I guess that counts.
Yeah.
But it's like, it definitely feels like early Christmas today because it's 0 degrees at the moment and probably even lower with the wind chill.
Oh yes, absolutely. What was I gonna say? Yeah, no. Today is today I was scripting, so and then the live stream, and yeah, Sundays are pretty busy for sure.
Very nice. Have you actually had a chance to listen to the episode yet?
I
I
had
shared
it
you
on.
yesterday.
Yeah, no, I did. I started. I didn't listen to everything because while I was there, so I started it and I think I walked away. So I missed some of it for sure.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
I spent probably longer than I probably should have on the editing part. But I hopefully like the final product is pretty satisfactory. Like I'm pretty picky as it is. So
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, it's good that it's up. Who's up next?
so there's a teaser actually. So this is already recorded previously. Paul and Sean from Better Call Paul are next for next week
Oh,
for next weekend.
nice. There you
Yeah.
go. You're slowly working your way through all the YouTubers.
That's it. I'm thinking about whether I should just probably just bring on everybody in the cover call space and then move to non-covered calls, but then I'll have to probably reach out on Blossom to
Yeah.
actually get people up. So that could be interesting. I'll probably actually reach out to Mo, see if if he'd be interested. Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. Ooh, Chucks. Thinking of getting HHIS.U in non-registered account. Does the US 15% withholding tax apply? No.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
Not in the way that you think. If you look at the fact that they're holding U.S. Assets, so because they're holding U.S. assets, the dividend part that they're receiving would technically
Are
have
there any
withholding
dividends
tax.
on the underlying? Because if I remember, only Google pays a very small amount,
That's
but
what I
nothing
mean.
else. But nothing else pays the
There's not
distribution.
much in there, but
So it's like
maybe Eli.
less than 0.01%.
Maybe what about Eli Lilly? I'm not sure if they have a dividend or not.
They might actually, but it's very
Yeah.
small too.
But that's the thing. So yeah, the very small dividend, there would be withholding tax on that. However, depending on the deals, some of these bigger companies have deals with the IRS and they have reduced rates. So they may not be paying 15%. But that's just on a tiny, tiny portion. Most of the money you're receiving is coming from, of course, the premiums that they're receiving. So on the calls that are being written. So, and that'll show up as return of capital. You'll also see some capital gains in there. So yeah, it's pretty tax efficient actually. So I wouldn't be super concerned.
And I would say the vast majority would be either capital gains or ROC. Well, I guess the exact ratio would fluctuate and change depending on how well the underlying stocks are doing in a given period. But you can probably say I would say if the bull run keeps going, then the vast majority would be capital gains because there's not many inherent losses they can take, especially on the premiums part. But if it's a flat market or a red market, then the vast majority could be taken as ROC, which is not a bad thing. It's not bad ROC. It's actually just for tax classification.
Yeah, absolutely. Mary says, let's hit the like button. All right, guys, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. And guys, as you guys know, when I get behind, I got to start skipping over stuff. So if it's important, put the QQQ or a question mark at the beginning, whichever you prefer. I like the Qs. But you can go with whatever you want, All right. Let's see. Any cover call ETF that tracks the world excluding the USA and Canada.
Yes. So from Global X, I'll answer that. The Global X Canada actually has two. One for the emerging markets, which is EAML, something like that. Sorry, EMCL. There has to be a C in there for the cover call version. And then they also have a developed markets version, which is like EFCL or something. But it's on their website. Global X has both of them.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Claude saying this echo is still there, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And Ian's saying, JJ, maybe your apartment is just really big and it's causing an echo.
I would say I didn't have this issue when I was doing these recordings. I'm pretty sure it's a browser playback echo.
No,
Yeah.
maybe. It's a strange thing for sure. All right, let's see here. All right, let's see here.
Are you sure you don't have another browser playing somewhere? Because I remember this happened. Remember about a year ago, the first time you had that whole day live stream, and then I popped up first, and then it was the same problem.
Well, the funny thing is, right now, is that I have even my test browser is well, I have one test browser that's open, but it is muted and it's on a different computer.
Huh.
So
Okay.
that has nothing to do with it. But yeah, no, I've closed everything.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I am just, well, I think part of it too, though, guys, is that echo cancellation. Like I used to always have that on, but then people were having trouble here. Well, you know what? Let me try putting that back on. Let me just see what that does, because that was with the mic that was dying. So maybe with this one here, give me a second here. I'm going into the settings.
Oh, actually, Rory was no, not Rory. AN is just saying. I'm gonna skip ahead to the comments. They're saying that it could be either a mic monitoring or picking up from one mic. I guess. Well, technically, I have the mic monitoring turned on, so I don't know if it would be that. I'll just turn it off for a sec.
I just turned on echo cancellation. Let's see if that does it. Oh, that yeah, you've gone completely silent.
What about now?
No, you're back now, but okay, just talk and tell me if you're hearing it now.
I think the I think the echo is gone now. Oh, maybe it's the lag. It was the lag because I just turned, because every time I do speak, I do have that monitoring that's going into the mic. So maybe it was that. I don't know. Maybe we'll just take a couple of seconds for the audience to respond if the echo is still there. Okay, Ian's saying there isn't.
Exactly. All right. Perfect.
Okay, I think it's just StreamYard being StreamYard. What a big surprise.
Oh, did you know that your smoke detector is chipping?
Yeah, it's been doing that for a couple of days now. I need to get the building. I'm too lazy to do it. I'm just gonna get the building to come and change it for me.
Yeah, and King of Day has saved the stream to watch later.
Yeah, it's a good one, King Day.
Oh, we got a QQQ. I love the QQQs. All right, in a non-registered account, do you have to calculate the ROC yourself for covered call ETFs? I'm lazy. No, you don't.
Short. Yeah.
Yeah, the tax forms that you'll receive from your broker will have it all broken down for you. So
yeah, exactly. I'll just add that I've been filing my own taxes with Wealthsimple for about 3 years now, and they do the automatic ROC adjustment on your T3 and T5, so it's all done with the broker. It's the same thing with Questrade. Although Questrade, I've never had a non-registered account with them. With International Broker, I had a margin account with them for a couple of years, and they also do this adjustment. Never had it with the big banks, so that might be something else. But especially with the commission-free ones, they do automatic adjustment, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, there we go. Let's see, another QQQ. Do you know how the WB Ben forms work? Do brokers remind you if you need one in your registered account every 3 years? They should. If it's expiring, they'll definitely let you know.
Yeah.
I actually have to fill one out this year for YouTube. So.
Really?
Well, because they're a U.S. company.
Oh, right. So every time, wait, is it because every time you get, is it monthly payouts from YouTube? If you don't fill it out, they withhold. Is it like 30% off the bat?
It's like about 30% they'll take.
Okay,
and you can't get it back if they take it. So you have to.
Do you get a tax credit?
No, you don't get anything. Well, I mean, I imagine on the Canadian side, you might be able to get a credit for it, but
you should, right? Because it's technically part of your earnings. So even if you get it withheld, and technically it's all earned income,
I think you might be able to. But here's the thing: just fill it out, and they take nothing, and then you it's just me and the CRA talking to each other. All right. QQQ from Bismarcky. What cover call ETF would JJ buy using margin these days?
I don't know if I want to elaborate on this, or should I save it for a video? What do you think, Candace?
I think you should tell them right now. Don't keep people waiting. Don't keep people waiting. It's not fair.
Fair enough. I'll give a little teaser. I would say if you follow me on Blossom, the posts are pretty much live. So JJPNDIE, JJPNDIE. You can follow me there on Blossom. But I would say right now it's just a regular typical dollar cost average on between the 10 to 15% leverage cover call ETFs that we all pretty much know. And Utes and Bank and ENCL are high on that list, at least for defensive picks.
Well, there we go.
Something like that.
All right. Ooh, we got a question mark from Daryl. Anyone know why cash secured puts are not allowed in the TFSA or the RRSP accounts?
I thought you couldn't trade options in registered accounts anyways.
That's right. You can't, for the simple reason that it's business. It's
business income. Yeah.
So because it's business income.
Although with RRSP, technically, isn't it tax deferred? So it would be allowed in RRSP.
Technically, but I think a lot of brokers, and I don't think they just don't have it set up for there because I don't think most people try to do it. But
I think Wealthsimple.
I can see no reason why you couldn't do it in your RRSP other than the fact that it just.
I don't know if Daryl wants to elaborate on which broker they're referring to. I know Wealthsimple doesn't yet, but they are allowing advanced trading options. I don't know if cash secured puts are in that category, but they will be slowly launching in January with their Norbert Gambit feature. They're launching it slowly in January during beta. So maybe they'll be coming. But in terms of the other brokers, that's a good question. I don't actually trade options myself, but I know International Broker does have it, but I don't know about the other brokers. Does National Bank have it and Desjardins? Would you know, Candace?
That I don't know. I haven't, like I said, I don't trade options personally.
Yeah, I've never sold an option in my life.
All right, fine.
Yeah, I mean that's not to say that if the rest of my avenues slows down and I actually want to be more involved in the stock market, then I will probably look at something like doing it myself. But it requires a lot more hands-on engagement for sure if you want to do it yourself.
And
it's not a set and forget.
Yeah, some brokers will renew W8 Ben with the click of a button. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've done it before, it's usually simple to do it.
Usually, case with Wealthsimple, they actually sign a W8 Ben. They will give you that form as soon as you open a USD account. And I actually did have to renew it this past year. So they do renewals every 3 years.
Okay. All right. And Daryl's saying it's Questrade. So you can sell in the money covered calls, but selling puts are not allowed in registered accounts. Okay. Interesting. I don't have Questrade, so I don't know a lot about what they do or not, but that may just be a choice that they've made. But I can't see there's no legal ramifications to doing that in an RRSP. So for that reason, I can't see why there's any regulation unless something that Questrade wants to do.
Usually the case, Questrade's, although maybe International Broker would probably be the best route to go if you wanted to options trading, because Questrade has advanced features, but on the stocks trading route. But in terms of options trading, they're not that, because it's not the everyday person wouldn't be doing this yet. So I would say Wealthsimple would probably be the first no commission broker to add this feature eventually, and Questrade will probably be somewhere behind them if that ever does happen.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I think it might be too niche of a feature to add for the everyday individual. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Daryl's saying all platforms don't allow you. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, I don't know of any legal, and mind you, I'm not a tax lawyer, but there doesn't, as far as I know, there's no legal reason why they couldn't. But it might just be a thing that they don't do. I couldn't give you any more than that. Unfortunately, I have a lot of answers. I just don't have all of them.
That's one answer I don't have either. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, what can I say? What can I say? Oh boy. Let's see. Questrade is joining the banking crowd. This is good news for non-resident Canadian planning to live overseas. Okay, interesting. Yeah, yay, Questrade.
That's a really good thing. That's a really good thing for sure.
No, it is. I think it's
because I know right now Wealthsimple won't allow expats, won't allow you to use your account overseas for too long. So I will probably say in terms of like an resident or expatriate, Questrade would probably still be your number one go-to at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Another QQQ. Anyone have experience with self-directed investing in RDSPs on National Bank Direct Brokerage? I am having a hard time finding any information online. How is NBDB as a platform? I've only ever used Wealthsimple and Questrade. Okay, so I use National Bank Direct Brokerage, so you're in luck. You're in luck, Dorpat. I think, overall, everything works pretty well. So my partner is blind, so there is an RDSP involved in here as well. It works pretty easy. Like everything's commission free. It's pretty easy to use. I like the overall interface of National Bank. I think the only thing that, and this is probably standard across the board, is when it does come time to start pulling some of your money out of the RDSP, when you get to that point, you can't just do it yourself. That you do have to actually call them and set it up, because there's a bunch of rules around that. For example, if you pull it out before, I think it's before the age of 55, there are different penalties, because, as you know, with that RDSP, the government is giving you a grant. You're getting grants. So if you end up pulling money out sooner than 55, you can lose some of those grants. They can actually take some of those grants away from you and take that money back. So that's why there's a whole bunch of rules and regulations around pulling it out. But overall, how does it work? It works fine. I think it's a good platform. I do all my trading on National Bank, because it's faster. It's just much easier to use than.
Isn't it also more feature rich than Wealthsimple technically from a trading perspective?
Yeah, it is more feature rich. Now, mind you, if you're looking for something even super filter rich, probably the most advanced one I've ever seen is the Desjardins Direct Brokerage.
But yeah, I heard you mention that before.
It's too complicated. I don't want to say it's too complicated. It's just that there's too much in there. They give you so many options that it becomes hard to do things fast. National Bank is kind of that. It's kind of in that Goldilocks zone when it comes to usability. So yeah, I do like National Bank, and I think Dorpat, if you are going to set up your RDSP there, I think you'll be happy with it. And definitely come back if you do it. Come back, let me know how you feel. I do like it. I do like it a lot.
Doesn't that $20,000 threshold still apply though across all accounts?
Yes. What that threshold is if you don't have $20,000 across all your accounts on National Bank, there's a fee once a year.
I think it's like $120 a year. $120 a year, something like that.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like somewhere around $100 or somewhere in that ballpark, maybe 120, 100, somewhere between 100 and 120. I can't remember what it is. Daryl says, thank you for your time. Love the channel. Awesome. Cowboy, QQQ isn't buying on Wealthsimple self-directed.
If you're not, as long as you're using... I think the original question is, they still won't allow you from an ex-resident perspective. Like you still have to be a resident of Canada, but as soon as you move overseas, like if you don't come back, like you're not just snowbirding for a couple months, like if you're going back and forth between Canada and somewhere else throughout the year, then they will allow you to have those accounts. But as of right now, you can't just become an ex-resident or expatriate, and they will force you to close all your accounts. So they won't allow you to keep all your
exactly.
investments
I mean,
with them.
and there's a lot
So
of
that's
different
the
rules
problem.
once you do become, an expatriate for sure. Philip,
Which kind of sucks because otherwise it would be the number one for everybody, but they still don't.
Yeah, no,
at the moment.
absolutely, I agree. Philip says government of Canada, not Liberal government, has given Wealthsimple financial institution status and now #1 trading platform in Canada with credit cards, line of credits, gold coin, and love it taxing platform. Yeah, I mean,
did you apply for the Wealthsimple Infinite credit card?
I didn't. But
I did. I'm still on the wait list after like 6 months, which is crazy
wow,
since I'm a generational
yeah,
client, and it's like, well, maybe it's because also it's a Quebec thing, which is like it's its own thing. But like, I've been on the wait list for like 6 months now, and it's kind of frustrating.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, exactly. I do love the fact that you can buy commodity. Well, gold.
just
It's the only
gold.
commodity
That's the
so
only thing you
far.
can buy. Yeah.
But I do like that. I like that a lot. In fact, so
Apparently
anytime,
there's a new spin the wheel feature. Like you can
yeah.
win some free gold. So yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the
I think you
things
can
I'll
spin the
mention.
wheel once a day or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, well, I haven't tried that yet, so I have to
You should
go
try
spin
it.
the
It's a new
wheel.
feature, yeah.
I
You can win
have to
some free
spin the
gold.
wheel. I have to spin the wheel. Yeah. So right now, because all of my stuff is going on in National Bank, one of the things that I do have on Wealthsimple is, well, this little link I'm going to drop here in a second. That's my affiliate link for Wealthsimple. So if you haven't tried
You
it,
dropped the Blossom one.
oh, did I?
Yeah.
Whoops. All right. There we go. All right. So
There you go.
anyway, this one's the Wealthsimple, and if you haven't tried Wealthsimple, click on the link, go over, sign up. They'll give you $25. They give the channel $25. So I just leave that $25 there, and I buy whatever. So one of the things I was going to say is any dividends that come back from that, I'm just putting it into gold now. I'm just like, let's just do that. Let's see what happens. But yeah, anyway. Whew. All right. This got a question here from Rory. Is there a reason why the big six don't reduce their their comm fees?
I think one of the reasons is they get so much money from their brick and mortar shops. They still have, if you look at it, they still maintain about a very great percentage of people who need to shop in person. So they don't see a reason to.
Well, yeah, it comes down to that. Now, mind you, it's not the big six. National Bank has already removed it. So it's only 5 of the 6 that still have commission fees. But the other reason is that, you guys come to a channel like this to be educated and you guys know about commission free. You guys know that there are options out there, but a lot of people who don't come here, which is like what, another 20 million or so people, they may not know that there are better options out there. And because of that, a lot of investors are still with the big 6 banks, and especially those big 5 that are still choosing commissions, and they don't really know that there's even a better way. So a lot of it's education. I think eventually, they will eventually catch on. And I just noticed something. My sign looks a little blurry.
Your Mountain Finance sign in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I think it was overexposed. That's why.
I think it was. I just noticed it. So it's like, let's fix it. All right.
When are you switching over to OBS actually?
Probably the first video in December will be OBS.
Wait, are you paying for OBS or is it a free version?
No, that's free.
Oh,
it's
okay.
open source.
True.
It's like that. Or I mean, if I wanted to stay with StreamYard, I'd be looking at like $400 a year just to stay with them. And I'm like,
I mean, they're not really offering you that many advantages over just using OBS
I know.
in the
And I'm
first
like, well,
place.
I can do everything on OBS and I can do more. I just have to learn how to do a lot of these things. So
There's a lot. It's a lot.
oh no, I know. There's a ton there, but I've started learning. So let's see. Rory says profit reducing, you'd think, with Wealthsimple Online. Did you DCA on HBTE? I I will say I haven't bought any more HBTE in a while, only because a lot of the
Same.
stuff I'm holding it in the maybe that was for you. I don't know, but I'm holding it. I'm holding it in the 0 to 100K challenge, and I bought a lot of it right at the beginning.
What's your average cost price?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like I said, with HBTE right now, my total return on it is like almost 110%.
Jesus. Okay.
So, yeah. And now, anytime I do, if I dollar cost average in it now, I'm gonna be averaging up big time. Not to say that I won't buy
You're
more.
much higher than me. I'm only at 45%.
Yeah, I probably will. I probably will buy more. Bring it down to double digits.
That's fair. But like that means your average cost must be so low then, probably since what you bought it super early on.
Well, give me a second. I'll tell you what the average cost here is.
Because my average cost is around $18.50.
My average cost $13.11.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm not even sure if you want to buy more at this point because it's still at around the $21 range.
Oh, I know.
Sorry,
but,
$24 range.
And maybe I'll buy more when we go into a crypto winter.
Yeah,
because then that price will come down at that point.
Oh yeah, it will drop a lot. But like it's still doing really well considering how bad strategy is doing.
Mm-hmm. All right. Doorpat says, thank you so much, Candace. I appreciate it. I am opening the account for my son, age 8, so no withdrawal until he is 55. That's right. I mean, he can take it out before 55, but it's not easy. It's not easy. I mean, and there's
could you
penalties.
withdraw your contribution part like the RESP only, or would that also face any issues too?
No, the way they will do it is if you're taking a withdrawal out, they'll look at any of the anything that you've been given in the last 10 years when it comes to grants, and that will work into the penalization of it. So yeah, he doesn't. I mean, your son does not want to touch it till he's 55. It's for retirement. So and I mean, and that's not a bad thing because if you think about it, I mean, I don't know what your son's disability is, but a lot of times, Canadians with disabilities, sometimes they may have problems supporting themselves later in life, or maybe even during life, they may not be able to get those high-paying jobs. I'd like to see them get high-paying jobs, but they may be in a situation where that money is going to be like crucial when they're in their later years, for sure. Rory says, let's see, main fees are 101 a year. That adds up to when below 15K. Okay. Let's see. Ian got his Wealthsimple credit card a long time ago, JJ.
I mean, because he's not a Quebec resident. Quebec is usually last. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
Quebec regulations have their own sort of regulations, so they're always last in terms of innovation.
Get yourself an Ontario address just for signing up for things.
Yeah, probably. Or honestly, I have priority chat access with Wealthsimple. I probably just shoot them a message, be like, "Give me the credit card. I've been on the wait list for 6 months. This is ridiculous." Like I have a lot of assets. Like I would say probably 85% of my entire net worth is with them. So that's kind of ridiculous why they couldn't even give me a credit card.
Yeah, absolutely. Doorpat, this one's to you, JJ. Shortcut is trying opening an account again and select credit card. I deposited 1K and received the 5% boosted cash back upon 25K deposit. That automatically bumped me off the wait list. Got my card. Oh, okay. So there's your shortcut. There's your shortcut if you want to get your card.
I can try that.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not just open another non-registered account, right?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, Bismarcky, I'm so glad I moved off of mutual funds. Yeah, that's usually the first thing. If I'm looking at somebody's portfolio and I see those mutual funds, I'll be like, do you realize how much the fees are on these? Because some of them are pretty bad. Some of them are pretty bad.
I would say if you are getting better returns based on the better management, then okay, but you're not. So
Well, you're not. Yeah. And the problem is that a lot of these mutual funds are usually when you're with the big 6 banks. So obviously, if you've had a financial advisor that works for RBC, they're going to be kind of obligated to try to push you into a few of the RBC mutual funds.
You're kind of forced to, because they have targets that they have to reach.
They have
Otherwise, they can get
targets that
fired.
they have to hit.
They will get fired.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Good luck, Ian. Good luck. Isaac says, I switched to Questrade and now I can do cost averaging, but I was not able to do it with TD because of that $10 fee. Yeah.
I wonder if I should post a Blossom post, be like, oh, I'm on your live. Come and join me.
Well, the only problem is we're getting closer to the end. So
fair enough.
Maybe
next time.
You probably wanted to do that like a half hour ago or so.
Yeah, but this was super last minute. Like, it was like, Ian, hop on your live. I was like, oh, okay, might as well.
Quite literally, I came into this stream thinking I was going to have Ian on for like 15 minutes. That was about it. So yeah, that's cool. And that's the thing, guys. I don't mind having guests on. If you guys want to, if any of you ever want to bless everybody with your presence, I'm pretty open to it.
Might do the same thing again next week, but I'll probably actually let people on Blossom know so they can hop on this live too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
JJ says, I'm trying to trim my HHIS to either UTS and Life ETF. Is there a utilities healthcare combo instead of buying specific sector? Oh, that's a good question. Utilities and healthcare together.
They're very different.
They are. I can't think off the top of my head. I can't think of.
I would say you would need an all-in-one, because Harvest's all-in-one do have them, but then it's also like it's not only utilities and healthcare.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think though. I mean, because if you're moving from HHIS, I'm thinking as well that you're looking for something that also has covered calls or at least income to it as well.
I would say in terms of healthcare, HHLE is slightly better performing than Life because of that leverage. Yeah. But then also Harvest has a 20 to 30 basis point higher management fee than Evolve. So if Evolve ever decides to come out with a leveraged healthcare fund, then their leveraged life fund would definitely be better. But at the moment, HHLE will probably be your best bet.
Yeah. I think I agree.
Because I think their management is 85 basis points, whereas Life is around the 55 to 60 basis points.
Yeah, but stay tuned, because there's more movement towards newer ETFs than ever before. Bismarcky has not got a credit card, and they're living in Ontario.
Huh, so I'm not the only one.
And there, King of Day in Calgary is still waiting for the credit card too.
They're really slow.
Leon's just saying hi.
What's up, Leon?
Let's see. Them funds ain't mutual. More tem than you. Having JJ and Eon is good. Spice things up. But yeah, absolutely. I'm all for spicing things up. It's actually funny, when I started the live stream 4 years ago, it was a Saturday night live stream, and it was me and a guest every single live stream. That's all it was just me talking to. We had a topic, we talked it over, we answered questions, all of that fun stuff. Yeah, I don't mind bringing guests back. Probably not every show. I mean, because I do like to talk sometimes.
Here's one question for you, Candace. Why do you think financial education is still not being taught and not being more aware in schools nowadays? Nothing's changed on that perspective.
There's the conspiracy answer, and I'm
by
sure
all
you're
means.
all there. I mean, obviously, the conspiracy answer is that they don't want people to have control of their own money. I don't know if I subscribe to that. And, I've heard lots of different versions of it, but I think it's just never really been, a priority. And it's kind of one of these things where I think if you ignore something long enough, it just gets,
doesn't the world technically run on debt? And credit card debt is the number one profit.
Conspiracy. If everybody was good with money, a lot of debt collectors, people who revolve around debt would be in trouble. So yeah, it would definitely impact things for sure. I mean, even though, keep in mind, even if we did have good, there's still going to be people who are not going to, who are just not going to be good with school, not going to be good with learning. You'll still have that group of people, but that's probably the most hardest question I think I've ever been asked, because I don't think
nothing's changed in terms of the school curriculum. It's still the
yeah,
same.
I don't think
since like
there's
100
a
years ago.
clear-cut answer. I think, well, if there's a clear-cut answer, it probably goes back to politics, because honestly, and in the case of Canada, it's obviously it's provincial politics. They're just not pushing that. Now, I have heard, I think Doug Ford at one point here in Ontario said he wanted to see financial education pushed into the curriculum. But we'll have to sort of see. I'd like to see it, but at the same time, and this is me being greedy, guys. If everybody was financially illiterate, or
we don't need
financially literate, if everybody
then
was
we wouldn't need a finance
literate,
channel then, right?
my channel might not have a need. So there is that at the same time. What can I say?
Although, to be fair, there would still be, I mean, it would still run as, I guess there would still be the engagement, but then there would not be as many newbies. I guess that would be the right term. Yeah.
Oh boy. So Leon just uploaded a video on mutual funds and missed our bashing of it. Oh dear. Well, next time, Leon. Next time. Hopefully you'll catch it.
I mean, Leon, feel free to jump on Candace's live stream if you want to.
Let's see. Cowboy. It's because the card is metal. Tariffs are on. Maybe. Maybe.
That's a good one. Maybe.
Let's see. I love the question about financial literacy. Crazy. I know.
Because if you think about it, right? Because the big banks, like, I don't know if you've noticed, but people who don't use credit cards as well, they will actually get notices of upping their credit card limits more than those who use them well. And so you would kind of think that you would kind of think that commission fees and credit card debt, any sort of other debt, would be the number one profit source of these big banks.
I will say one thing about upping your credit card limit. If you have self-control, it's not a bad thing to do.
Oh, it's great.
Because here's the thing. If you up it, but you don't use it, you're basically improving a credit rating called utility. And that goes towards your credit score big time. But if you get a 2,000, let's say they say, oh, we're going to give you an extra 2,000 space. If you get that 2,000 space and then you max it out and you keep it full, you're going to hurt your credit rating. So that's what I'm saying. If you have that self-control, it's not a bad thing. But if you don't have the self-control, it could be a dangerous thing.
I think credit card utility does it contribute around 30 to 40% of your overall credit score? It's somewhere around that, right?
I would say
any kind of delinquencies or bankruptcies that would be number one.
Yeah. But yeah, utility is up there very high for sure. I think I can't remember the exact percentages, but 30 to 40 sounds about correct. It's really high. It's one of the big things. Some of the other things that are important is having multiple credit sources. If you only have one credit source, they will actually ding you for that. So
I guess it's also one of the reasons, because I've had student loans since I was 18, and I'm technically in the payoff stage, but I'm like paying the minimum because it's like it has the longest history. So as soon as you pay all of it off, well, you just wiped out 5 years of credit history. So it's not necessarily a good thing if you want to save up for like a huge loan of sorts.
Exactly. Now, Leon wants to know what platform. So we're obviously we're on YouTube, but we're using StreamYard for this broadcast right now.
I'm actually so I don't know if you've noticed, but like when I was doing the editing for the podcast, you were using Riverside. I'm actually starting for the 1 month subscription.
Okay.
Because their editing software is actually really good, and they actually have a live stream function as well. So I might test that out maybe for the next one.
All right. So my opinion on UBI, Universal Basic Income.
I think the world needs to go towards that if automation keeps.
Yeah, it's the future.
It keeps
is the
going.
future. We're not there yet. Like I don't
think pretty close though.
I would say 5 to 10 years. I think
something like
it'll
that.
be
Yeah,
somewhere's in that ballpark. I mean, it will happen as more and more automation, and especially as AI gets better. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it is coming, but you know, it's going to be an interesting thing. I mean, and it's kind of that hot topic too. In many ways, I kind of wish that the original, the Trudeau government, I wish they had not even brought it up. Because in a way it's become politicized, and I don't think this is a topic that should be politicized. That it's not a left thing. It's going to be a necessity thing, because let's give you let me paint a scenario for you. As people no longer have jobs because AI takes over more and more, well, if you no longer have jobs and you don't have any way of supporting yourself, what are you going to do? Well, crime. You're going to do crime. That's what you're going to do. So in a way, UBI will be kind of that safety net to sort of keep society running correctly, keep people fed, keep people at least living a certain amount of life. Now, I think people will find other ways. Now, if you go back in time, so when cars were invented, there was a big worry that all of the people who worked around horses, because horses were the big mode of transportation, they thought it was going to cripple everything. Well, it didn't. Yeah, there's a lot of horse people lost their jobs, but they just found new jobs. They got trained to do different things, and this will happen with AI. Obviously, maybe we'll all be on YouTube. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, I think it will have to happen somewhere down the road. Bismarcky, maybe a YouTube series, financial education for teens.
Oh, okay.
That that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Then we have to figure out what 6-7 means. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what 6-7 means. And some of you are probably saying, what the heck is 6-7? It's something the kids say.
Yeah.
And apparently
but I don't think there's one
year for 2025. I don't know what it means.
That's over my head.
Yeah. Lisa says, when I was in school, I had to learn how to play an instrument, but no one taught me anything about money. Yeah, exactly. I'm actually
thinking about taking all the clips I've generated and start posting them on TikTok.
There we go.
And get that audience too.
Why not? Just keep in mind though that because you're in Canada, you won't make any money off of TikTok.
Oh, I don't care. I mean, TikTok is just for the awareness to bring them to YouTube. And I'm actually starting to design an artwork for Spotify as well. So so spread across all the major podcasting platforms.
Exactly. So we got a QQQ coming in here from Jan. So hi, Candace. It's Jan. I use Questrade, but I've heard Moomoo has good research tools. What do you think of them versus Wealthsimple in general? I mean, I prefer Wealthsimple over Moomoo, but I do know that Moomoo has a lot of tools. Now, Moomoo is not commission free.
I would say use Moomoo just for the research, but then buy everything on either Questrade or Wealthsimple.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You can sign up with something like that. Just have something small on it, just to get access to their research tools. I don't know if you can get those research tools if you don't have anything on it, but if you've got just an account, even if it's an account and you got like $5 sitting on it, in a non-registered account, that'll at least give you access to their tools. So yeah, I do like it. I do like some of their tools. I won't lie about that, but I still think Wealthsimple is your better choice. All right, let's see. People would wake up from the Matrix and nothing would power the machines. Oh boy. Dorpat, my 10-year-old came home and told me they learned about credit cards. I'm still trying to help her unlearn what she was told because it's all wrong. Made it sound like credit cards was free money. Oh boy, no. Credit cards are very valuable if you use them right, but for most people, credit cards is basically just a way to take the money you have and make it smaller.
There you go.
In a nutshell. Mark says, got my Wealthsimple credit card, but I think it's faster for a generation client. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Jan
I'm generational, and I still haven't have one yet. That's weird.
Yeah. Jan says, how do you feel about DCA after you've reached 30 or so % profit? I have hesitated. I hate to reduce my profit percentage, but is that not a good reason if it's a good stock? The whole idea of dollar cost averaging is that, you know, the market tends to go up. You know, over time, the market always tends to go up and it tends to move up. So even if you've hit that point of 30%, well, yeah, that's beautiful. But, you know, you're going to still continue to hit 30%, even though your dollar cost averaging as the market's moving up. But each 30% is 30% of a larger amount because you've added more to the pool. So you're actually looking at, if you don't look at it percentage-wise, if you look at it how much profit cash-wise, it's going to be a bigger number. So it's still not a bad thing. It's still not a bad thing. And, you know, like we were talking earlier about HBTE, I was saying, like, you know, if I add more, it's going to knock it under that 100%. But if I don't add
more,
you're
still technically getting more, assuming if it's a long-term hold, because that monthly income that you get is on a larger capital.
Well, exactly. But yeah, and the point being is with HBTE is if I don't add more, my cash may be the same. I'm not making any more extra money. I may have a nice number, 110%. But yeah, if I add more money, that number may come down. Maybe it comes down to 90%. But the actual cash profit I've made is going to be higher.
More. Yeah, exactly.
So you have to sort of think of it that way. Sometimes you have to kind of look at things from multiple angles to sort of get a feel for things. So yeah, percentages are nice, but sometimes the relativity of them can sometimes hinder the big picture.
Actually, here comes a follow-up question from HBTE's underlying volatility. Because all the underlying volatility technically it's on the Bitcoin miners and treasury companies, which technically would have higher volatility and could fall more in terms of stock price when we do hit that crypto winter. Do you think it's better to pull profits now or just keep adding regardless? Because if you look back to the last one, their stock prices definitely fell a lot more than crypto, than Bitcoin's. Yeah. Sorry, Bitcoin's stock price in general.
It's kind of an interesting thing, yeah. Because
especially since HBTE technically launched during such a strong bull run on Bitcoin specifically, so we actually don't know whether their price could rebound.
But there's a couple of different factors that you have to sort of take into consideration. One is when we do go into the next crypto winter, I don't think it's going to be as bad as any previous crypto winter, just because there's so much more liquidity in crypto that it is going to isolate it a little bit. That could be good for something like HBTE. So I think I'm probably going to ride it in and see what happens when we go into the next crypto winter. And here's the beautiful thing. Even if that price goes down a little bit, or even if it goes down a lot, if you're still stacking into it, like if you're still adding to it, dollar cost averaging through the crypto winter, well, when crypto does return, so when Bitcoin comes back up, we already know that it tends to come up in a monster way. So you will lose some of the capped upside potential on that, but I still think I think in the long term you're gonna look really, really good.
I guess it all depends, right? You never know.
Everything always depends for sure. Now you could, I mean, some people, like I have done this in the past, and this is before we got all of this liquidity. So I would, when crypto was down, I would be looking at BTCY then, which is the purpose Bitcoin one, which is a covered call one. Then when Bitcoin started to come out of crypto winter, I switched over to BTCC, which is just a straight spot because I wanted to catch all of that upside potential. That's always a possibility too. But at the same time, looking at the amount, if the volatility can stay high on the miners and if they can maintain that dividend, This one could be a very interesting play. It could be a very interesting play. Like maybe even if I don't keep all of it, I'll still keep at least half of it, I think, because I do want to see. I want to see it in action when we go into the next crypto winter. And guys, I have no clue when that will be. I think it'll be in 2026. But so far, I've been very bad at predicting when everything's going to hit the fan.
We should probably come out with a bear Candace ETF just for fun, just to go against all your predictions.
Yeah, well, it may not be a good one though. My prediction on stocks tend to do pretty good, but
actually, you know what could be good? A bear or short ETF on all Michael Burry's predictions.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah,
that would be hilarious.
Like right now, I think he is shorting. I know Palantir and I think it's Nvidia. So it's like, yeah, it's time to go long on Palantir.
That's it. They're doing some amazing work. So
let's see, UBI might work if income tax wasn't taken off. Okay, fair enough. Second reading. Let's see, paying tax on your government checks. You gotta love that.
It's crazy.
Rory says, I'm even wondering if the CPP will be around after 2035. It will. The problem, here's the bad rap the CPP has. This is a bad rap. Long ago, the CPP was just a fund. You put your money into it and they paid it out. And it was in trouble. It was in trouble. But then we got the CPPIB, which is the CPP Investment Board. Now they invest and they make a crap load of money. They're very good at what they do. And all of those returns coming in will keep the CPP, we'll keep them going well beyond 2035. So I don't think you really have to worry about it. But if they had not started investing those funds, then yeah, we would have been in trouble.
Do you think it would still be around when us Gen Zers need to retire? Now that says something else in like 30, 40 years. Well, do you think that would still be the case?
There is one giant stressor,
especially since a pension, there's no such thing as pensions anymore, at least for my generation.
One giant stressor
that's phasing out.
Yeah, well, here's one giant stressor for you guys is that I think it's going to go away eventually, but be replaced.
With something else?
Yes, UBI.
Oh, okay. No, that's
I think
fair.
when UBI becomes a reality, everything else, CPP, welfare, EI, all of that will be gone. Because you will all get that amount you need for basic living. So I think because it would make sense. Like that's part of the money, saving money on all of the administration of all of these other things.
True.
That would all help pay for UBI as well. They're probably also going to be robots paying taxes. Because I think that's one of the ways that they're going to do it. Like, a robot won't have a wage, but it'll have a tax on it. So that way think of it this way. If you're employing a team of robots, instead of, let's say with people, let's say you paid $20 million for your workforce. Well, you would only pay maybe 20 million. Sorry, instead of the 20 million, you might pay 5-6 million in taxes for your workforce. So you wouldn't actually have to pay the robots a wage, just the tax portion of that wage, and that would only be paid to the government. So I think that's how they're going to make up a lot of that money eventually. Now we're like I said, we're way not there yet, and there's lots of times for governments and to really botch everything up. But I think that's where the end is going to be. Let's see. At 6-7 for means it's almost bedtime. Crime, isn't that the biggest business in Canada now? Probably more.
Yeah.
All right. Lisa wants to know how to find your channel.
I already posted the links, so we're gonna skip that.
Leon. All right. Yeah, you're reading way ahead of where I'm at. That's for sure. Let's see. I remember in grade 5 we split up the class to build cigarette pack factories out of plasticine. Oh my gosh. Jan says, I didn't even know how to write a check at a high school, standing in line at the bank.
We don't even write checks anymore nowadays. Everything is all digital.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of phased out too.
Well, here's the funny thing. I know when I wanted to first try to start paying taxes and all of the income tax stuff, I was like, how do I do my taxes? I think I went to my parents and my mom, and she was just like, oh, you go to H&R Block. That's how you do it. And then, of course, once I found out I had to pay them, or they took a little piece of my return, I was like, all right, I'm learning how to do this on my own. I don't want to pay them anything. So,
that's it.
But that's me. That's me. There we go. At least
self-learning is always the best form of engagement.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. Psychologically, oh, I love psychology. Psychologically, dollar cost average difficult to do with individual stocks, but best and absolutely awesome for ETFs. Yeah, when you're dollar cost averaging into ETFs, you're getting a lot more bang for your buck, obviously, because of that extra diversification push in there. So I can see that.
Actually, I'm thinking about, in terms of my podcast, I'm trying to get a more diverse audience. Maybe actually pull people from Blossom if they would be into it, and try to basically get a foundation of how your upbringing shaped your financial
There you go. There's a
shape your
video
financial
idea for you.
decisions. So that could be a pretty cool series to start. What do you think?
I think that'd be a good idea.
Because your
You know what I'd
upbringing,
like to
because your
see a video
upbringing,
from you
because yeah.
doing? I'd like to see a video where you go into a store and you buy a whole bunch of products. You take them home, you empty out all the boxes, and you go back to the store with just the empty boxes, and then try to go through the registry with the empty boxes and see if they notice.
You mean like pay for it again?
Well, you wouldn't actually, because hopefully they'll notice.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know. It was just a crazy idea, and I was like, yeah, that's not for my channel, but
that feels like
JJ
something you would do on Vine in like 10 years ago.
Maybe, but I still think I find it amusing in my head.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Oh, we have Jan's question here. I almost missed it. Let's see. My issues were with HBTE and gold. They went up so fast I didn't want to wreck my roll, even though maybe I should have sold it high and bought some more cover call ETFs like HHIC with the profits. Yeah, I mean,
I think that's something you could do, especially since HBTE and gold are so sector specific. Like,
yeah,
if you want to swing trade it, then I think you might be too late for that. But HHIC, well, just looking at the underlyings, are all pretty much diversified. So kind of like taking like a good sampling of the entire TSX 60. So I would say it's a good safety or defensive pick. That
yeah, I
works
think
all the time.
HHIC is definitely some good exposure, and I love that it has
ECHI is actually a good one too from 9 Point. It's a very good competitor from that to go against Harvest.
Yeah, basically. I do like some of these new ones that 9 Point has come in, and I know when I first brought it up to you guys, I was like, I don't have a lot of experience with them. And they haven't been around. They don't have a lot of history, but so far so good.
Their business is mostly in the mutual funds.
Yeah,
sector.
It is, absolutely.
So they just started moving over to the cover call ETF section.
Yeah, exactly. And Prairie saying, my point of view on personal finance not being taught in school, no space in the overloaded curriculum, lack of teachers trained to teach it, low priority as it's not included in high stakes standardized tests. Yeah.
That's fair, because I don't know because teachers themselves probably don't even have that well of financial literacy to begin with. So how can they teach something if they're not very good in that topic? Like, they're not practicing what they're teaching, right?
Yeah,
so that's a very fair point.
Exactly. Paul, Blocks is similar to HBTE. Blocks is down 17% in the last month from BTC ETH being down. My Blocks is down almost 14% in price. The distractions or the distributions are always 36%/52 of the NAV price on Thursday each week. Yeah, I mean, Blocks once again, but now keep in mind, Blocks, I believe that's a US one. So
that is, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the US, kind of the US version at the same time. So you do have the currency stuff to deal with if you're looking at that.
He only has it in his RSP.
Yeah, Simple Acre Homestead says, hi, JJ and Candace. Well, hello, Simple Acre.
Sup?
Let's see. I left and came back.
Welcome back,
Even
Paul.
more reason for younger people to start investing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's no
exactly.
fail-safe unless you want to like survive on some form of
Are there any
UBI in the
countries currently
future.
paying UBI? How's it working for them? I don't think so.
I did a quick
But,
Grok search while we're doing this, and apparently
mhm.
Iran is doing some form of UBI.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah. I don't know if that's actually accurate, but that's what
Yeah,
Grok is saying.
and keep in mind too, information coming out of Iran is not always accurate, but I know they did a few trials. I thought OpenAI did a trial as well, and I know they did one in Ontario as well, that were going well, but the Ontario one got kind of cut short when Doug Ford stepped in as premier and said no.
Oh, Alaska is doing some sort of it, like a dividend payment every
Oh,
month.
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? When you're up there, I don't think there's that many secure careers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. I'm not working because of problems with management at work. Can retire in 3 years. I'd love UBI, but I know it's not for everyone and lots of potential problems. Well, no, technically UBI is for everyone, but
Would it create laziness? Like, would it
I
stop?
don't think it. Here's the thing: in the pilot project that they did in Ontario, all of the people they gave UBI to, they pretty much started bettering their lives. They started doing more
Like what? Like,
education.
in terms of like, would basically guaranteed income cause complacency, and then stop innovation?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because I mean, keep in mind the UBI. I think it's going to be your low amount. It's going to be that low tier, like you can live off of it.
Mm,
But I think you're going to want to. You're still going to want to do something. You're still going to want to make money in addition to it. So, will there be some people that will be like, "Oh, great, I can just play video games the rest of my life"? Sure, there'll be some. But I think for the most part, maybe that first year on UBI, maybe you screw around the whole time, but you'll get bored very, very fast. And I think people will want to better themselves. I think people will do things that make them happier. So,
mm.
like imagine how many channels on YouTube aren't here that could be very interesting because those people can't afford to work for free for a year.
That's fair. Yeah.
Little things like that. So I think it'll work, but I think you have to kind of really twist the way you look at it. I think
I
you
think
have
it
to
has
sort
to
of,
be. I think that threshold needs to be low enough that's survivable, but not high enough for people to not want more.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. I think it has to be basic needs. So your basic needs, so that with UBI you'll be able to have a place to live, clothes,
Like a
shelter,
shed.
a little no, and a little bit of entertainment as well. But if you want like the fancy new gadgets, you're probably going to have a side hustle of some sort. Because I don't see like work 100% going away and everything becoming free. There'll still be work, but you won't have that pressure where you have to worry that if you can't find a job, you're going to starve to death or have to resort to crime or anything like that. All right, let's see here. Will the government ever say CPP is too low and 1 year just increase it a lot for the yearly inflation increase?
Would that even happen?
I thought that CPP does have a. No, maybe not. No,
I
it
don't
is.
think so.
Yes. I'm sure CPP actually is scaled up with inflation.
It's indexed to inflation.
I believe it is. I believe it is. Yeah, I'm
Maybe
pretty
you're
sure.
right. Oh, OAS is not right.
No, I believe OAS is too. I think everything. I mean, otherwise, if OAS wasn't, seniors would be making a lot less right now.
But then right now, seniors can barely survive either with inflation.
Well,
So,
that's true. I mean, and they do need more money, but I'm just saying that,
but I
big
think it's
things
probably
do.
more so the tax because they are getting taxed on that
They
too.
do. Yeah, they get
So
taxed.
I think it's more on that part that rather than
Oh
the
yeah,
indexed
well,
inflation part.
obviously. I mean, in an ideal world, I would love to see seniors not get taxed. I'm like, hey, they pay tax their whole
It's
life.
sad. Yeah, they've
You
already
know, let
paid the entire
let
career.
them at least retire with a bit of dignity here. But yeah, but I mean, at the same time, you also have to look at the fact that with the big giant bulge called the baby boomers, Gen X is pretty big too, now starting to head into retirement. That's a lot of pressure, and I can understand why they might be hesitant to do something like that. But nonetheless, I just would I'd like to see seniors have it a little bit better. That's all. All right. Cowboy says, but who's going to stock shelves, drive trucks to stores, farm, etc.? How do utilities get paid, maintained?
Wouldn't that all be automated technically at that
Well,
point?
that's the whole idea, right? Is that you'll have self-driving trucks, self-driving loaders, and we've already seen some of this happening. But keep in mind,
you think it will be powered by Tesla's technology?
It's hard to say whose technology, but some of the more, the more difficult and complex your job is, there's a good chance that it could take longer. Like when we say that we might have UBI in 10 years, it doesn't mean in 10 years all the jobs are gone. It just means that enough are gone that you need the UBI to sort of support the society. But yeah, no, there will still be some of the more complex stuff will still be there. No matter how smart AI gets, I think it's gonna have a hard time for it to replicate human imagination, because that's where a lot of our discoveries come from. But not to say AI doesn't get there too. It'll be interesting to see. Let's see. You just write void on checks now for pre-approved monthly payments. Yeah.
You don't even need to write void. It's all automated. You just download a void check directly from your bank statement.
Yeah, exactly. May not be able to afford a robot if on UBI, let alone pay the tax. Well, keep in mind though, robots right now, if you look at any kind of robots that are available right now, they're crazy expensive. But when we get to mass production, those prices will come down big time.
Oh yeah.
I can see a point where
just
a robot will be
look at the prices of like a regular TV now.
Yeah,
it's so
exactly.
technically affordable.
You'll be able to get
probably
a
like
robot.
a price of a TV at that point.
And especially if it gets to a point that you kind of need a robot to live, because there will be a point in time where the internet
like a 24/7 personal trainer.
Yeah, well, there you go. But there will get to a point that you will not directly interface with the internet anymore. It'll be done by agents, which are just fancy word for specialized UI, or sorry, specialized AI. And it'll be AI talking to each other on the internet, and we'll just be interfacing with our AI. It is kind of getting there. Like if you look at this, ChatGPT just launched a browser, Atlas, and we're moving further and further away from us doing stuff on the internet.
Do you think neural chips will be the next big development?
I think there'll be a lot of hesitancy towards it, but I think
that'd be cool.
I think you'll initially see neurochips, like kind of what Elon and friends are working on, where you're looking at giving people abilities who have lost abilities. So whether it be helping people who are paraplegic, helping them walk. I think we're going to see it in that area first, before we get to a point where everybody has their own internet connection. And we all, technically, most of us do walk around with an internet connection. Do you have a smartwatch? Do you carry your phone with you? Just
smart glasses.
Yeah. I think we'll see it everywhere. I don't think we're going to see it inside of us anytime soon, though.
And then if you ever also have like those little chips, those little trackers, the Apple tag,
the
smart tags, that counts too.
Yeah, all my cats wear one.
Oh, you don't have you don't use a microchip? You just use that instead?
Well, they're microchipped, but at the same time, if I want to find them immediately, like if they're in the neighborhood or something.
Oh, you attach it to their collar or something, or what?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I can even hit a little sound to make them beep.
Interesting. I should probably do that for my two cats.
Yeah.
I'm too lazy.
Governments have to control their spending before UBI becomes reality. Yeah, well, government spending has to be, I would agree. UBI angers a few people, because it's been politicized. That's why. Jan, I've been a little leery of Moo and definitely don't want fees. I really like when Questrade stopped fees. Yeah, that's, like I said, fees.
I would say Moo, it would only be competitive if they drop their commission fees. Otherwise, no chance.
Yeah, exactly. And as you guys may have, I don't know if you guys remember, but Mumu was trying to get me to promote them for the longest
Are they
time.
still doing that?
They stopped. They finally got the hint. I said no over and over again. Let's see. Paul says, anyone here had the Modus bank account and are in BC and had their accounts moved to Coast Capital Bank? Interesting. So yeah, your Modus line of credit was 6.65% after the move. It was knocked down to 5.65%. Ooh,
that's low for a line of credit. That's really low.
Well,
because I know the okay, that's why. Because the big banks, like my BMO line of credit is like 8%, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. Let's see. Paul says, sorry, Cowboy, UBI leaves me with more questions. Understandable.
I think it's too early to figure out the exact nuances of that. There's too much guessing at the moment still.
There is, and it's a lot of speculation, and we'll have to see. I mean, obviously governments love to foobar things, so we'll have to see if that happens too. Let's see. Kids leave school without knowing how to read, write in cursive and receive a diploma. Yeah. Although I will say, I hate cursive. I hate it with a passion.
I love cursive.
Really? Well,
yeah, I love writing cursive. It's so fancy.
Let me give you this tangent quickly. So I wanted to be a writer when I was a kid.
Ooh, okay.
And when I learned in school how to print, and then they started teaching us cursive, and I was just like, they don't have cursive in books. Why do I want to do this?
That is true.
Well, you have to.
It's rare.
So as I progressed every year, I would ask, do I still have to write in cursive? And finally, I think around, I think when I started junior high, they were like, no, you can print if you really want to. And I switched back to printing, and I can print as fast as somebody can write in cursive. So yeah, even through high school, I printed everything and the reason I did it is because that's how it was in books. And I wanted to be a writer. So, what can I say? And
what kind of writer did you want to be?
Well, I became a writer. So I've got a book on Amazon already. So,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was a horror novel. Well, psychological.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Drop a link. I'm interested in checking that out.
Yeah. I'll. I have to actually pull it up to get a link for you. But let's give me a second here.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, no. If I want to accomplish something, I'm going to accomplish it.
How long did that take you?
That's a good question. Because I mean, probably about a year in total. But yeah, it was a big process. All right. Let's see here. Okay.
Did you want to share something or nah?
What do you mean?
Like share your screen or something or nah?
No, I was just kidding. I was just pulling up a link here. If somebody wants to look at it, you can look at it if you want. It's up to you. I mean,
I was actually like probably like a couple of months ago. I was inspired to maybe write a book of my own. I'm just like, ugh, so much time. Yeah, some kind of like horror novel too.
But, well, that's the thing. I was like, it's just one of those things. Like, I wanted to do it, and
I'm gonna check this out after.
For me, it was more of an accomplishment. It's like, all right, let's do it. Why not? So yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun.
It's only print version. Do you have an ebook version?
There should be an ebook version there. Is that one only the print version?
Yeah, it's paperback only.
No, let me just see here. Oh yeah, here's the let's come here. All right, now this one has a scarier cover because there's two different cover versions. There we go. But yeah, so anyway. See, you learn something new every day.
Nice. I have Kindle Unlimited, so it's perfect. I can read it.
There you go. Well, there, you'll have to let me know what you think after you read it. All right. Now, getting back to the finance.
Exactly, Paul. He also has Kindle Unlimited, so it's free.
Nice. All right, Jan says, that's a great way to look at it. Thanks. It's common sense, but something satisfying about watching the percentages get higher. Perfect. All right, I know what that was in reference to.
To the dollar cost averaging, or not buying
Cowboy.
more.
Even Ricky from the Trailer Park Boys got his grade 10. Actually, not Ricky. Bubble, the actor who plays Bubbles, got himself in a little bit of trouble, apparently. I saw that in the news earlier. Pathfinder says, let's see, does this 30-day rule apply if you are buying, selling just over it? X with my Monument Mining buy at 50. I sold just over a month after. I'm thinking about buying back. Yeah, I mean, as long if you're not doing it regularly, that's the other component. The problem here with the problem with the CRA is that they don't lay it out in black and white. They try to be as vague as possible when it
Isn't
comes to
that just for the superficial loss rule in the non-registered account, technically?
Well, not technically. I mean, because right now we're talking about basically business income in your TFSA. That's kind of what the question's about.
Oh, okay. There's that too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. So yeah, for the most part, if you're doing it a lot, then you've really increased your chances of being looked at by the CRA. If you do it here and there, if you're just under like 30 days and you've only done it once or twice, they're probably not going to look at you, to be honest. Prairie says,
wait, Candace,
less tax
do I have permission to get your novel for free and then share it with the group so they can all give you feedback?
You can do whatever you want. I mean,
all right. So, I mean, since you are the author, right? So
yeah, that's true. That does make it fun.
Okay, so I have your permission.
Cool. Yeah, you have my permission. It's now on the air. Cowboy, let's see. As long as there is free drugs, who will give a care? Oh boy. Shed is a reality. Bubbles and his cats. Oh boy. Let's see here. Jan says, that's what I meant about the check and the line. There was no online. It was 100 years ago. You missed the bank. You were so, yeah, understandable. Is AI going to repair lines in the bush? Won't be AI. It'll be robots, or drones. Like it might even be just a little flying thing that comes in and repairs lines. I don't know how it's going to look, but everything you think AI can't do, it probably will eventually be able to do it. I have a friend that gets $340 a month CPP, worked 43 years minimum wage type.
Is that even survivable? Jeez.
That's, yeah, it's one of those things. Like the way CPP is, if you haven't, if you've only worked if you worked minimum wage, you're not going to get a lot. It was one of these things where it's like, I don't think they actually have a minimum. It's just based on if you, for example, let's say you had many years where you didn't even work at all. That could really impact it. Now they did make it better when they gave you, you get, I think it's 8 years, if I remember correctly, 8 years that you can get forgive for, where you just remove your lowest 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
That helps a lot of people. That helps a lot of people now. Before they had that rule, a lot of people, especially moms who spent a bit of time raising their kids, were being hurt big time by it. So yeah. All right. Paul says, my EI is ended last week. Actual claim ends November 29th. ChatGPT says I can start a new claim if enough hours worked. In winter, have less hours. Maybe. It depends on how many hours you worked. It never hurts to look into it, Paul. Why work if you get all the same? Comrade. Almost sounds like a fisherman or landscaping jobs, always on EI in the winter. Yeah. Or, teachers and school bus drivers were always on EI in the summer. Rory, send robots to operate 15,000 ton freight trains over heavy grades. Well, in the case of that, it probably wouldn't be a robot operating the train. It would probably be the train that would have the AI in it operating itself. But we're a long way from that. I think we're a long way before you're going to see AI trains.
That'll be cool.
It'll be cool, but I think we're still a long way from that. This is not something that's going to be like one day, this world, the next day AI is doing everything. It's going to take longer than that. Was Paul Poco CPP question about increase to inputs or payouts? I thought it was payouts, but I'm not sure.
I think it's a payouts. I'm pretty sure it's payouts.
I think it was. Yeah, it was. There we go. I just had to look at the next the next comment. Let's see. National Bank charges $6.99 per option.
Yikes.
Okay. There we go. And I haven't run options on it. So
just to let you know that Wealthsimple is actually moving to $0 options.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's part of their next major launch. I think they're slowly going to start phasing in January, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. All right, and I'm jumping over these ones here where you guys are talking to each other. How much is the margin credit rate? That's a good question. I think there's going to be a lot of factors that come in. Like for one, I think your credit rating will help determine the type of rate. I would imagine it would be sort of, I don't know how they actually cook it up, but
are they referring to borrowing our margin? Or...
I'm thinking borrowing on margin. That's what I would think this is about.
Probably. Well, that's broker dependent. Wealthsimple, international broker has the lowest one. I think that's in the 3% range.
Yeah.
And that drops every 25 basis points the more money you have with them.
And depending on, like, maybe if Wealthsimple has a fixed one, that's fantastic. But
Wealthsimple has a tiered one as well between the regular.
It is tiered. Okay.
Between the regular, the premium, and the generational.
Banks are going to tier it on you.
Yeah. So right now with Wealthsimple, because obviously I know this, so they're basically it's 4.45%. There is their base rate, but that 4.45% is plus 0.5% prime for regular users. There's no prime rate for premium users, and it's minus 0.5% for generational.
Exactly. Redwater says, when my mom learned the right, you couldn't have your elbow on the desktop. I remember that. My stepdad used to get at us. We weren't allowed to have our elbows on the table. Let's see. The greatest. Just buy Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin's nice. Jan says, I think it would free people up to do more of what they want instead of having to spend time at a crappy job. Well, yeah, that is true. That is true.
I think we released this we said this on the podcast, the spontaneity. I actually labeled that chapter as the spontaneity of creativity. Whereas like if the brain is free from any sorts of stress or repetition, then creativity starts spontaneously.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, plus look at it this way, healthcare costs will go down if people are doing what they want because of less stress. And I mean, there's a lot of positive here as well. Yes, it was dropped. It was dropped. That would that would spell the end of crappy jobs. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Like right now,
wouldn't they technically be the first to get automated first?
Which would the crappy
ones? Crappy jobs, yeah, they would get automated first. No,
absolutely.
The repetitive ones.
Incentive. Well, right now, the first jobs right now that are on the choppy
call centers, right?
Call centers, and those are, if you've ever worked in a call center, those are not great jobs. I have worked in a call center, and I've listened to so many people on the line that it's just, oh boy. Anyway, yeah, those are, and I'll tell you right now, if I have a problem with a company, I kind of hope I get AI when I call, because I know that they're going to know every rule that they possibly can have. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. All right. Let's see. Jan says, that's why I've been able to start my YouTube and getting a business going. I didn't have time before when I was working through it, paid better at this point. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's the thing. The thing about YouTube is that, you might be sitting here thinking, I'd love to start a YouTube channel, but Nobody's going to be interested in what I like. Well, you're wrong. There's always an audience. You know, maybe you like something really weird, but there's a lot of people who probably like that same really weird thing. Or, you know, you'd be surprised. You'd just be surprised. That's all I'm saying. You know, and the beautiful thing with YouTube is if you want to start a channel, you could start it as like a hobby, like make a video here or there. You don't need fancy editing. You could just sort of sit in front of the camera and just talk for 15 minutes and post it up, and you'd be surprised. There's, it may not turn into your full-time job, but it could turn into a side hustle down the road for sure. All right. Lord Fubar says the Progressive Conservatives almost have a majority. 4 more MPs considering joining Carney and the Progressive Conservatives. Poilievre will be facing a non-confidence vote soon. Yeah, and I know I said no politics on the channel.
Are we still talking about politics?
I think, well, it's kind of politicky in there, but yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens. I definitely, when you look at it from a political view, the leadership review coming up in January for Pierre Poilievre doesn't look good. If he can't keep people from leaving the party, it certainly reflects poorly on him, and that could very well lead to a leadership change. It could. I'm not saying it is going to, but I'm saying he wants to get his party under control sooner than later, and it's in his best interest for sure. All right, let's see. You won't need TFW when UBI arrives, or will we need more? What's TFW?
Temporary foreign workers.
Oh, okay. There we go. At that point, no, we'll probably
not, right?
We'll probably have the robots doing all that stuff.
Exactly.
The robots out there picking apples. Well, it probably won't be a robot. Like, why would you race to full robot? You could have a little drone that comes in and picks apples. I mean,
you don't have to pay them anything.
yeah, exactly. All right, let's see here. Late to get back in as power died for 2K radius, and it was too cold to bother with generator. 6'7" came from a kid at a basketball game. 6 feet, 7 feet. Now it's used to describe insignificant. Is that what it means, insignificant? It's like you're so 6'7". All right. Now I get it. All right. That makes sense. That actually
it's insignificant. Like so, like meh. You're very meh. Yeah.
You're very meh. Okay. That works. Let's see. That shed thing is real since average rent is $1,800. I know. Let's see. Long walk with 70-pound knuckles. Oh boy. Let's see. Age 58. My Service Canada says at age 60, I could start CPP at 909.38. Well, that's not that bad. Or 65. I like the 65 number better. 1420.91. Not starting at age 60. Wait till 65. That age 65 might go lower with no longer paying max into CPP anymore. Now, keep in mind, you could wait till 70 if you want. You knock that 1420 up to like, I don't know, probably 18, 19, somewhere's in that vicinity. So, if you're super healthy, perhaps. But if you're not super healthy, then you probably want to take it earlier than later. It really comes down to you, though. Jan says, I do a hybrid print in cursive, but I couldn't live without it. I have a book to publish. I have more I'm going to write. All right, fair enough.
Fun.
Let's see. Paul says, I had 34 years max into CPP and 6 years. That equals 2 years. Now the part-time work pays nothing into CPP. Yeah,
what does Paul do part-time?
Home Depot.
Fun.
Depot.
And then he trades full-time?
Pretty much. I mean, he's done some incredible stuff in his RRSP. Like, I think if you were privy to everything he's done, you'd be like, holy cow, he's made a lot of money. He's done well. Let's see, or we can work less hours. Cowboy, what is the Silver Hair Rebellion channel? Interesting.
Self-plug for Jan right there.
Question.
There you go.
Now it's like we need to bring Jan on the channel so she can answer. Jan says, do you read a lot? I also want to start a book club online. That's so funny that you printed like in books because you wanted to be a writer. I can picture your determination.
When did you write that book? Are you thinking of continuing like a trilogy of sorts?
I initially wanted to do a trilogy. Actually, I wanted to do 10 books.
Whoa, okay.
Well, I wanted to create one single universe and have 3 separate trilogies in the book in the universe, and then one final book that brought all the trilogies together. So it was a massive idea, but life happens. After you get the first book out, you're like, I just never got around to the next one, and then I got on to my next.
It's a lot of work, huh?
Yeah, it would have been like if the first book, like if I had made like bank or something with the book, then I probably would have just stayed on that path. But it's one of those things. I was just like, I'm glad that I got the first one out. I think it's a good story. I'm happy with it, and it's one little thing I've checked off my list of things to do before I'm finished with the earth. As in life, not so much. Not like I'm going to leave or something, go somewhere else. I just silver hair dye.
I think that was in reference to the potential YouTube channel.
Yeah. No, I hear it. Ben Felix is 6'7". Holy banana breath. That's tall.
He is a giant.
All right. Yeah. He's huge. Saw him at the Blossom event. All right. Jan says, no, I'm actually changing it. I think to Silver Spark because it's not hair. It's rebelling against giving up on life when you are gray hair age. I'm thinking Silver Spark. That's what it's about. Okay.
That's actually that's a good name.
That's a good little idea. The spark of life doesn't go out when your hair turns gray or white. All right. Leon's got to go make dinner. I know. This is
we're closing in on the 3-hour mark.
Yeah, we're closing in on the exit. It's coming up pretty quick. With that said, guys, if you got your last minute questions, get them on in. Rory, the Frankenstein of finance, Mr. Felix. Kidding. I like the guy. Great teacher. I mean,
I would say like if you want evidence-based data, he is probably the number one go-to. Yeah. So yeah.
But you just have to realize that he is very set in the dividend growth world, and he has a hard time seeing beyond it.
I'm not even sure if dividend growth counts because he says that any form of dividends is irrelevant. So I would say pure growth.
Yeah. Well, dividend growth is basically that includes all the growth stocks.
Well, any growth stock that doesn't pay. Okay, maybe like very minimal dividends, like not really growing their dividends per se.
Yeah, exactly. But nonetheless, he's kind of stuck in one viewpoint. Now, the data that he has, the points he makes, they're true, but at the same time, his interpretations are kind of off a little bit, especially when he's looking towards the income side of the spectrum. All right, let's see. Paul says, no such thing as a full-time at a home improvement retail. I only had 8 hours last week. The EI is paying $200. I have 22 hours this coming week. Someone is on vacation. Okay. Paul,
that sounds fun.
At 58. It's actually funny. I think when I was 20, I had my first white hair. I don't get gray. I get white. But that's just a lack of melatonin.
I started balding since 2 years ago. So what does that say?
There you go. Rory, yes, it's dinner time. And Paul says, is JJ going to edit the last part of today for his channel?
Should I?
Should you edit the last part of today?
Yeah, I could.
You can clip it if you want. I have no problem with people clipping it. It's just do what you want. That's how I roll. I'm pretty.
What do you think? What do you think about a monthly reoccurring podcast episode with you?
It's a possibility. I actually thought that sort of like like Adriano has his
he actually just started a new podcast series that he released his first episode yesterday. He started a new podcast series.
Oh, what happened to the other one? Because he did the Pioneer one.
I think that's more like a maybe that's maybe he's doing that on the side, maybe not as frequently, but he wants to do something specifically for his own channel.
Okay, I know I'm supposed to be in his next Pioneer one.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so I don't know when that's going to be though.
I think he's going to have that as a collaboration project, but he's starting his own for his channel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very cool. Very, very cool. So yeah, I mean that's
the audio was kind of crap though in that first episode.
But yeah, sometimes, but yeah, no, I thought it would be neat to have like when you look at like look at Graham Stephan and Andrew
Iced Coffee Hour.
Yeah, they have that whole iced coffee hour.
That's pretty cool.
That's not a bad thing. Like if if we had like a core group of 4 or 5, that's not a bad idea.
That would be really cool.
So, just something. Let me float things around. The big thing for you right now is get some more stuff up, get more content on your channel. Grow a little bit.
I know.
I mean, you're doing things right, so you'll get there. You'll get there.
Slow and steady.
Absolutely. All right. Now, guys, so we're at the end, just so everybody knows. I will be, of course, back here on Wednesday for the market close. I will also.
I will just add a little teaser that the new episode with Sean is all about margin investing and how to get started with margin, and so that will be released either Friday or Saturday. I think I'll stick to probably a Saturday release schedule. We'll see.
Absolutely. I was going to let you have a pitch. I was going to give you a pitch, by the way.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. Absolutely. And of course, there will be a new video coming out on Tuesday or tomorrow if you're a channel member. So until then, big, huge thank you to JJ for dropping by. Big thank you as well to Ian, who was on the channel a little bit earlier. And we will see you guys at the market close on Wednesday until, and before I hit the thing, this may disconnect us. I don't know why, but for some reason, it's been doing that lately. So if I just disappear, because normally we're still here after the stream closes, but I think it's because I've got the flash card that says, thank you type thing. We'll find out. All right, guys, until next time, take care. Bye.